Welcome to yet another wonderful episode of Dungeons and Dungeons. Last we left off was the Great Party. We had a wonderful time, lots of meaningful moments, and you guys got to compete in competitions. You got to win some goodies, some bragging rights. You bonded with your counterpart characters, and of note, you had a visit from Mansoon. I believe Justin left after that, but he came in to terrorize Tyrion a little bit, which was interesting enough. What else happened that was of significance? Melody showed up for a brief moment to dance with Tellius, and she was then taken away by the Valkyrie of the Raven Queen, given but a brief appearance back in the mortal realm. And Eulyris was given a brief few moments to see his mother again on this joyous occasion at this centennial meeting that happens now every 5 months. With the excitements of the evening occurring, one last excitement happened where Mosnell and Brine and Aerie were sitting down having drinks with some of the down and out, the poor people of Waterdeep, when Aerie tested his luck. He wanted to see what was up with the Madness God and let everybody talk to him.
Yeah, and the bear.
What ended up happening, though,
and some weird shit happened.
Aerie,
and Justin can find out,
was teleported to the flooded labyrinth, where he witnessed Ragnorum Gekken kill the essentially satanic god of the Minotaur people to take the Orb of Eternal Harmony water and add it to this archaic device that already had the Orb of Elemental Harmony Earth inside it. And as he approached Aerie, he issued a threat of sorts to Aerie, and Aerie returned such a threat, but also became aware of companions of the past, now enemies. Del, Trish, and Sky all covered in madness, defeated, and inside the army of Ragnorum now. Returning to the party, Aerie teleports back in, and you do hear this, Aerie. I do not play games. I give you strength. Now you have seen him. Do not fail me. As Brine and Mosnell are wide-eyed as you teleport back, as you come back, there's like this almost like the black and purple smoke is like coming off you as it just like almost like dust as you suddenly appear somewhere. It's dissipating out. You see all the other individuals with smiles and clapping. They're like, how did he do that? And oh, wow, that's something else. That's quite a trick you got there.
Just wide-eyed. Aerie just turns to Brine, just like, I can't talk about what I saw right now. I'm not in my right mind. We need an emergency meeting with the Blackstaff in the morning. And then I just get up and I walk away.
You see, Brine, as you're saying this, her entire demeanor changes from like being drunk and whimsical to like it's a switch she turns on, and she's alert. And as you're getting up and walking away, you hear her call after like, "Can it wait till morning if it's that serious?"
I don't know what state everybody is in, and I'm not really in a state to talk about it.
All right, then. If you need help, you let us know. We'll have an emergency meeting tomorrow, but it's nothing that... We're not in immediate danger.
No.
All right. Be safe, Harry.
and I am gonna go sleep off my drunk.
You're half scared
After
sober
that.
at this point. Because too, he like got ever closer to you, and you could tell there's this curiosity preventing him from mauling you to death with relative ease. A curiosity Tellius is extremely familiar with. Right then. So as the rest of the day or rest of the night, it's probably about 3 a.m. right now in the party time. If there's anything else you guys would like to do at the party, we can do that, or we can all go take our long rest and start wrapping up the night of the party.
I think I'm ready for bed.
All right. As you all go to bed, the party carries well into the morning, and by the time you wake up, the party is still going on, but some people have returned to work, and some of the vendors have packed up, but a lot more just the food. It's almost like a day 2 of a convention that never stopped. And that excitement is still palpable in the air, and the smiles around the people are there. You're waking up around noon to the...
Harry's waking up at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, you only have to sleep half, but everybody else is getting like knocked up on their doors as soon as they complete their long rests by gray hand that are going from person to person, being like, "Okay, your presence is requested for an emergency meeting." And that just goes to everybody who's everybody between the Heroes of Waterdeep, the Chosen, and everybody who was meeting yesterday. They all start getting flooded into a room.
Harry would have been like the first one there.
Of course. Not quite everybody's here. The Masked Lords aren't here. A couple of the Northern House leaders aren't here, but the main Harlan Ryu's here. Sari Clovis, the Princess of Tendorf is here. The Prince of Lian Zhao is
He
here.
made it! Hooray!
Hey, see, I knew that you wouldn't miss anything. But
He's so buff.
Boxes. He's got to get into character, dude. So we will fix the boxes real quick. Non-stop, compelling D&D action.
Woo!
At the edge of your seat as the box is thrown.
God,
No
I
one
wonder
knew
what's
the
gonna happen next.
true boss was the green box the whole time. Slowly limiting what you can and can't do in this virtual world. All right, anyway.
Please fix Luke. He is a black strip above his head. Please, for the love of God.
Where is it?
Whoa! He's so
That's not
strong,
exactly
he
what I
expanded
expected.
himself.
Make it stop, Goku! Right. So, Brian is alert and attentive. There's an emergency meeting that's just been called. All we do is recap, and everybody went to bed, and now we're in an emergency meeting in the morning called by Ari.
Wait. Important question.
Yes.
Does Mosnell go to bed with Ralia?
That is up to Mosnell and Ralia.
Gotta have that spicy gossip.
No.
Oof.
Mosnell has the... yeah, go ahead.
Mosnell was oblivious to the situation.
Wonderful. I wouldn't have it any other way.
On brand.
Well, what I was saying yesterday was after what Ralia said, Mosnell was like, "Oh, I guess she does go to sleep early." And then that was his thought process.
Then he went back to
All right,
whistling
cool.
Mud Pigs.
Note taken. Go sleep.
Perfect.
Okay, so Brian begins, and you can see Blackstaff is fine. it's clear a lot of greater restorations were handed out for this early morning meeting.
You just need lesser restorations for alcohol.
Well,
Yeah, it's
some
technically
people
the
need a
poison
greater,
condition.
some people need a greater restorations. As Brian
Damn, that's impressive.
begins the meeting, sooner than I figured we'd have our next get together, but apparently something happened of great importance, and I could tell Eri means it. So
Ari is very antsy looking, like finger tapping, like a little off edge compared to what you usually see.
and there's many people perceiving this, and that is giving to the tension of the room, because this is a guy that was spitting in the face of Escott Grandier, and now is something has unnerved him during one of our glorious, exciting, one of the best times ever in recent history. So she goes, so I won't hold without further ado. Eri, why do we need to have this emergency meeting?
To get to the point, there was a brief, I guess I was with Brian and Mosnell, and there was this discussion about the madness, and I don't know how it came up, but it was brought up trying to bring their presence with Brian.
You just see a bunch of people now very sober, and you can see Brian kind of looking down and the swarm being like, what the fuck is he saying right now?
But it didn't work as expected. I was instead teleported and granted a very disturbing vision of this Ragnorum creature. It was killing this. It was in a maze filled with minotaurs, all dead. It had just finished executing some sort of demonic demigod or something. It was a very powerful presence, and it collected the orb of elemental harmony water and attached it to a vice that already had the orb of earth on it.
Just
He
air
already
is
has
sucked
two.
out of the room at that. Was there any more?
They were attached to some sort of device, a carrying device that had the places for them to rest. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like it was either made or created for the purpose of carrying the orbs.
Was it a gauntlet?
It was not a gauntlet.
No, it was more like a satchel or like a belt almost.
Kind of think like the plastic that kills dolphins and turtles, you know, that holds the containers.
The can?
Yeah, think about that, but metal.
The six
And then there's a thing on the middle of it that you hold that attached to a belt on his. So like each orb can go in that slot where normally you'd pull out a Coke. But instead it's gathered.
All right, you know, like
Yeah.
Coke, except it's the forces of primordial, energy.
It
relatable.
it was more akin to like a belt in fashion.
So Brian looks over to Blackstaff, who was on her feet on the table, hands visible on it, her staff in her chair. She's like, so this makes the new priority, number one, keeping the rest of the orbs out of his hands. This, we have to divert our resources to keeping the North safe. And you can hear Hammurabi, who just like, what does that mean for the free people of Minna? Are we going to be without aid? And Brian looks over and she's, well, the North is of the utmost priority right now. there is going to be no free Minna if this creature gets a hold of the orbs. And Blackstaff looks, she goes, we will try to sort it, but I am with Brian. We have to divert as much of our resources as possible to reinforcing the north. People are in general agreement, but more shell-shocked that this is an issue right now, here and now. And one of the dissenting houses of the north, the one that's always causes issues, is here. And he's like, but where is this creature? Is last you said he's thousands of miles across the sea with no means of getting over here. Is this not just something blown out of proportion? How is he even going to find us, let alone something we should be preparing for, prepping a doomsday overnight? This is, to me, this is just...
Excuse me, my good sir.
Yes. Oh.
Hello, your favorite Tellius here speaking.
Yes.
Ragnorm is never a threat to be taken lightly. He has some sort of tracking capabilities of these orbs. So if he has the ability to track them down, he will find a way to reach us. I mean,
I don't believe it's just the orbs either. His captains, generals, they also have some capability of sensing these types of objects. When we took an excursion to Strongclaw, the lizards, even the grunts, could sense the stone that we had, the sunstone. The sunstone that we had, and made attempts to try and run away with it.
Well, first,
yes, so
Blackstaff, did you not assure us that these could not be traced inside the north, where you have put these devices inside a vault that we thought was untraceable? But if that's not the case, you've said this. Well, hold on. Your dad's moves are incredible, but let me finish.
My good man, sir, please. This is a creature of vastly ancient origin. Vastly ancient origin. Please do not pin this on the Blackstaff or anything that she's said or done, because this creature is, for as far as we know, beyond our comprehension right now. I can offer as much information as I have, but this is truly a grave threat.
Well then, noted well, Tellius. Then to the same terms, we have these, we saw them exchange yesterday, these stones that the great and Admiral Shalmir has, but now, are these a target on your back here inside Waterdeep, or do we have targets up in the north? Should we not be trying to maybe destroy these objects, or get rid of them entirely? So such a monster as you say.
That is the most stupid idea that I have literally ever heard come out of anyone's mouth as long as I have been alive.
You can hear some people being like, well, wait a minute. Some people being like, and there's clearly sides already forming of get rid of the shit, or whoa, I don't know. And there's also people that are in the room, like some of the gray hand that are in larger number in this room too, kind of like, and even Anastasia is here as well, being like, but like we should like research this shit, right? We could. There's definitely a faction like we could make them weapons, couldn't we? But but that's a minority. That's definitely a silent sense you're getting with your passive intuitions and perceptions.
The sense I get from these objects is that they are forces of nature, and to destroy one would be to imbalance the world. At least that's my guess. I don't really know, but
no, you're pretty head on. That's right.
What I do know is that they hold immense power, and that power could be used to stop this menace. That I do know, and we are the ones with the capable hands, and we are the ones with the righteous cause. So, I believe in us. So I see no reason to destroy these creatures or these objects.
Is that what we do then? We put all of our faith inside our heroes here. And you see Brian looks like, we've done it before. What's wrong with doing it again? And you see, we have a chance. Before great evil befalls us, that you have now told us it is an imminent threat. It is an ancient evil. And yet, we are going to wait for it to come. We
Not
are.
so.
But
Not quite so.
just to pipe in, Tyrion responds.
Yep.
Two things. One, we may have a way to similarly secure the stones that we do collect. I was talking with the Blackstaff about a small spell that she utilizes, and if it would be possible, maybe we should accelerate that process of have me understanding that spell for extra dimensional containment, because if we can utilize that to store the stones, they're in a much safer place than, say, our bag of holding that can more easily be accessed.
You hear a bunch of people nodding, and even the dissenting Northern House person goes and says, that must be a top priority then. A top priority. If we're going to make sure the people we're investing in don't have a tracker on them at all times. At that, Mosnell, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, you fucker.
Uh-oh. Wisdom saving throw, huh?
Tyrion, too.
Natural 20. Easy money. You guys got it. Don't even roll. Easy.
Ugh.
Plot twist. It's the wolf pack and not Ragnarum.
Also, it's my Mansoon.
6.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
That was
Tyrion should be higher, I
pretty piss
imagine.
poor.
Do you have a high wisdom or no?
Tyrion?
Sorcerer? No.
Not really.
Oh, well, give me a wisdom saving throw.
My wisdom's plus.
You sure you don't want to try it on Lulu?
At some point, you'll have your time to shine.
My wisdom's plus 3, but I rolled a 3, so.
Beautiful.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's a 10.
It's good to know.
Hey,
Your DM
wait,
just
what
likes to know
levels-
these numbers.
What level is Shamir?
10, 11 now?
11. Yeah.
He's
What?
a baby!
Does he have any cool paladin stuff yet, or no?
Not really.
Oh my god.
I mean-
dude.
Nothing that helps with saving throws yet? That's
Oh yeah, the saving throws. Yeah.
yeah.
Too bad.
So you get what is it? +3.
Yeah.
See?
No.
But it doesn't matter. That makes me.
I didn't think it
Yeah,
would push you over
like
the edge. I just wanted to think about it. and know.
Yeah.
No. Good to know.
If I might, Tyrion, this is something I believe what you speak of that I can do now, if we wish to remove these objects from our plane.
Well, the Blackstaff actually has a more personalized variety of that spell, where it doesn't necessarily require a like an object in it. I don't believe, does it store it? Because I know with if I'm, you're probably, if the spell you're thinking of is secret chest, I imagine.
No, I think of sequester.
Oh. I'm
I don't
not
know about
actually-
that.
Let me take out my spell book and read it to you.
This is where,
I have a pocket.
when the real life and the D&D life converge.
There's like 4 people in the room when Mazdal says it. They go, shh, shut the fuck up. The adults are
I'm
talking.
just gonna read it in my voice. By the means of the spell, a willing creature or object can be hidden away, safe from detection for the duration. When you cast a spell, touch a target, becomes invisible and can't be targeted by divination spell, or perceived through scrying sensors created by divination spells. Blah blah blah. Until dispelled is the duration. Yeah.
Yeah.
It costs 5,000 gold in gems.
Oh.
Gem dust, specifically.
We're surprisingly rich in that resource.
So you can do that. The Blackstaffs is basically that spell, but up to 4 with next to no requirement for consumables. Because she's a Blackstaff.
Classic Blackstaff.
She only has the guidance of like hundreds of previous Blackstaff sorcerers.
She's the wizard avatar.
Well,
yeah, you're right. I was about to
I
get
get-
that up.
Yeah.
You know what? Kind of, yeah.
something in that sense, utilized on the stones as they're found and created, so that they can't be trapped and located.
Yes, and with this spell, I do not even have to carry it, so I understand Shalimir here wishes to keep his stones. if you wish, I can cast it with some material components, and you can keep it with you. You just need to protect it in physical means after that. It will be invisible and untraceable.
You see the northern house is like, what are you waiting for? With his eyes bugging out.
Oh my god. This guy.
Well, I'm waiting for you to give me 5,000 gold in ruby gems.
He looks over to all the people and like, did we not send him thousands of coins? And you see Brian being like, he said gemstones, you can sit down now. Do you guys have gemstones on you?
I have 2,500 in cut and 1,000 in dust.
Okay.
As far as rubies go.
What about other stuff? Do you guys have any more gemstones?
Someone does, I know
has
that.
300.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 more in assorted gems.
Bologna has gemstone dust. So, or actually, maybe they're just gemstones. But
Yeah, is this dust?
regardless,
Oh, this is
I think
dust?
they're actual-
Oh, jeez. You're...
Yeah, it's dust.
Bologna
Yeah,
has so
like,
much.
it's like too much, honestly. So she'll offer up some like blue sapphire. I don't know. Like,
She just Bologna slams this
great.
giant sapphire on the table. This thing is fucking massive and like perfectly shaped. And like it's naturally formed that way where it's like, that's not real. You got to stop. As you smack that shit onto the table with a thud, like people all shift in the rooms like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? You see the blacksmith being like, holy shit.
I have more.
I don't think it's necessary, but wow, yes, that'll do. We can scrape off what we need for the dust and give that to Ralia to cast a spell. So how much of the sapphire do you have?
It says I have a sapphire that's worth 1,000 gold pieces.
1,000 gold pieces. So it'll take up... Are you sure it's only 1,000? I thought it was 10,000.
It might have been 10. I might have missed a
I'm
zero.
pretty sure they're all 10,000.
They were all
Okay.
10,000.
Wasn't I think 2 of them were 15 and 2 of them were 10.
The diamond was
I think
15.
that's
Yep,
yeah.
it was diamond, and you have 3 diamonds left. 2 are gone. 3 diamonds, and then there was one of each that were 10,000, and one was 15,000. So it's going to cost you 25,000 worth of value off it to produce 5,000 in dust. So you basically
25,000 off of it? Hello?
2,500.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, you're doubling it in the way, in my sense.
Okay.
That
That's fine.
so basically, Blackstaff comes over and expertly is just able to like cut out enough and then start making it into the dust, and then hands it over to Ralia to go cast a spell.
I believe we have 2 things, right? Because there's the half of the grass stone, and then there's the half of the whole sunstone.
Yeah,
We don't have
I'll let
the
you.
other
I'll let you put
herbs.
them in because it's half a stone. You
Okay.
hold them together when you do this, and you're like, eh. If it was,
Now
if it's
kiss.
2 full stones, if it's 2 full stones, no way, partner. But you got half a stone. I'm gonna let it go this time.
All right,
You have the
so
sun gem as well.
They're doing
Say
it
it again?
both. Sun gem and grass.
Okay.
Doing both.
Yeah, so sun gem and then half the grass.
I'm giving
stone
you a
is
freebie
fitting
since it's
under-
half a grass stone that you don't have to cast
Nice.
a spell again and burn more.
Nice.
if you do not mind, please hand them over. And Shalmer's gonna reach into his pack and be like, "Okay, okay. Never done this before. I mean, I've done this many times." And she's gonna cast Sequester.
Yep. Blackstaff's watching the entire time, and you can see her relax a little bit, like, oh, she's got this. Other people in the room have no idea what's going on. They're like, what? Whoa, it's invisible now. We have no idea where it went.
And then she's gonna grab Shalmer's arm
Yep.
like bring her hand down to his hand and then put them in his hand and close his hand on them.
Yep.
Like, you have these. Put them somewhere safe. Well, of course. Nobody's getting these. Not while I still live.
As he goes to stand up, hits the bottom of the table. This is real. Hits the bottom table, drops it on the ground. Oh, just immediate. Oh, and all the most important people in the world right now. Get on the ground, hands and knees, find it. They're all fours. Looking
Can't
for
even
the
scry for them.
Yeah. And well, I think I felt it. No, that's me. No, I felt it.
Someone get a metal detector.
That's
Not
not
working.
illegal.
So that didn't happen. It's a funny potential.
Also, it's not necessarily relevant, but there was a bit of an incident last night.
You see Salem looking at you and be like, you weren't kidding?
That was real. When we were messing around Blackstaff with my portal thing, Mansoon kind of showed up and he pushed me off that tower.
Noted. And Blackstaff looks at you, she's like, what did you do to piss this guy off?
I don't know. He just doesn't like me.
Right.
This is Tyrion?
Yeah.
I'm sure
Oh my
he has a crush on you.
You see Brian stand up, she's like, okay, real talk right now. You two, she points at Tyrion and Aerie. No more screwing around with forces we don't understand yet. All right? Give us to the end of the year to try and get this stuff together and keep it straight. Do not engage with Mansoon as best you can, even though he's harassing you. Don't mess with this madness if you can help it. This is just a precaution. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I'm telling you how to live your life.
I feel like the DM is attacking Hunter right now.
Honestly, this totally is by accident. I'm a little disappointed. It's only Hunter. Like, just the way I'm looking up, I'm like, this is just how the story all right, I guess. Seems like I'm going after Hunter, but this is what happens.
Likes to play the chaotic ones.
I think it's hilarious.
That's great.
There we
Hunter,
are.
stop poking the bear.
Hunter, stay out of business. You have no business being in.
Aries just gonna be like, there is an object that was in one of the magic shops here that might be very helpful, and we might purchase that at this point.
You see them looking
What was
around
that?
like,
What was that object?
It was like a more than a non-detection necklace kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that from Adam of the West.
Yeah,
Your grandpa's
God rest
non-detection
his soul.
necklace.
it was something along those lines.
We should just buy the whole store now.
I mean,
Well, we gotta invest in our fucking castle.
or not, and you can just have lame ass shit.
Castle schmassle. We're gonna buy Waterdeep out, and then we'll just own everything.
If they sent
Slowly but
you,
surely, the chosen owns the
if they
continent.
sent 100,000 gold pieces like it was nothing, you can imagine the wealth of the faceless lords.
We're gonna find them, and we're gonna give them faces.
Now that is possible and potentially a fun face to
shot.
heel turn of the good guys being like, all right, we're the good guys, but we're now anti-heroes because we want to own this place. Everyone's like, I think I'm okay with this, but I mean, this just feels like the Cobalt Wolves with extra steps. All right, so
No, I meant,
noted.
like, they don't have
Everyone
faces.
is nervous, and new plans are being thrown around. Military forces are being moved around. These tribunals serve as a great place to constantly rotate forces for the growing threat that is the border of Skober. That's making everybody very uncomfortable. So keeping the troops on the move is also a benefit of these constant 5-month rotations that they don't quite know where they are. They're not necessarily reinforcing a centennial meeting.
What is our policy regarding Scoba?
Right now, the Fellowship's policy is we do not antagonize them, and if they antagonize us, we stand firm. We're not going to be bullied by them. They're not going to take our land, but we are not going to incite war.
How much effort does it take to hold our ground right now?
Not as much as we may see in the short future. The L'Oreal's in here. I'm talking. At the center of the conflict right now is their attention is turned south, and as soon as whatever they're doing in the south that they're trying to keep from our knowledge is done with, they will probably turn their attention outward to try and create buffer states. This is clearly what their objective is with the southern half of Minna, and after what has occurred, I'm seeing a continuous growth of trying to expand their borders to keep the capital city safe.
This may come as a controversial thought, but have we considered an invasion?
Oh, fuck. That's Reed. That's just Reed. All right. Most people unmoving. You see a lot of, with your passive insight again, war-weary individuals after just finishing a war. L'Oreal goes, it has been considered, and it is certainly not off the table.
I didn't mean it as a mass invasion. I was thinking, do we have any reconnaissance surveillance going on in there?
Most certainly. And I'll leave it at that.
Fair
And
enough.
she gives a look, and you see, like, some of the people in the room being like, we do? Like,
Oh no!
you can just see the stone-cold face of Salem and Calgary inside the room, just like, we're all good. All three big generals are there, Anastasia, Calgary, and commanders, not generals, and Salem.
Greyhound is so
just-
cool.
and their
Nothing
gray
to see here.
hoods. What's that?
Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Like, don't you worry, we got that.
The gray hood is CIA.
Oh, they're worse.
But
They're way
better.
more- Way,
But better.
way deeper.
Way worse.
Way worse, way
The more I
better.
learn about him, I'm like, they're CIA.
But better.
Not so much destabilization of other nations.
Well,
Destabilization.
Just, we'll see.
We'll see. Right then. What else was happening now that you got me off topic here?
I got the DM all
Yeah.
riled up.
Yeah. I thought I was about to
My-
play
My
a debate.
characters have just been dropping bombs, so now they're being reprimanded.
Yes, yes, I love it. All right.
so we need to decide what we're gonna do about Ragnorum immediately.
We're gonna kill him.
Is it really that simple?
Oh, well, that's what Mugdis told me to do. None of this is a lie.
Yeah. You see everyone's looking like, oh. You talked to Mugdis, your god?
No, just his champion. Who's also Ragnorum. I should probably explain that.
The whole room, way worse. Just everything just got 40,000 times worse at that.
So Mugdis' first champion, his name was Ragnorum Gekim. He was, just a normal person chosen by Mugdis. In order to become
normal lizard folk, not
yeah,
a
yeah,
person.
not yeah. In order to become a champion of Mugdis, you have to undergo the trial of the hunt, which is something that you go through. And he was training his pupil, and I guess his pupil had communed with something and infiltrated some way somehow. And partway through the trial, he got split from himself. So he had his self, and then he had his dark self, which is what Ragnar's origin is. He's like the dark side of Mugdis' first champion. And so he's imprisoned, essentially, in Strongclaw. So that's who Ragnarum is. He's essentially two people. And Mugdus is, other Ragnarum told me that he is my objective. So, yeah.
So, sewing of hands out of curiosity, as Brian looks up, how many people have a bone to pick with Ragnarum?
All of the chosen and
All of the chosen, all of the water deep.
You guys, do you want to just like roll up on him and kill him right now?
Oh, 12.
Imagine.
Who could stop us?
Imagine all of us dying at the same time.
And that's the end of the game.
Ares just gonna pipe up. There was kind of a massive army around him, so I don't think that's the best idea right now.
If we kill him fast enough, the army
If
won't
we could get
bother
him
us.
alone, that's one thing. But if he's got a massive army with him, I don't think it's the best idea to try and.
Tyrion, it's okay if you're scared.
Jump
I
him in.
understand.
This is Aerie.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh,
He
my
wouldn't
goodness.
say that to
You
Aerie.
can't even tell me it's slightly apart from my very minimally changed voices.
Sorry.
The tiniest inflection difference. How dare you? And this is so good for Charnook. This is so what Charnook would be doing right now. Just like, my family was murdered by this. Let's go get him!
Another tribe, dead. Can we please kill him?
No! They keep murdering.
I
him.
mean,
It's hard. They keep
math-wise,
sweeping under the
it's all
rug.
4 now.
God.
You just let him go, so...
I just... Yes, I didn't have any choice.
Consequences of actions. Consequences. Right, okay. Reinforce the north. Got it. So, is there anything else we need to do besides, we had a good time yesterday. Literally lasted all of 20 minutes this morning. It's time to go prep for the end of the world or whatever the shit this is.
A very brief sidebar.
You can
that
see,
I
you hear
forgot to mention
Haru
earlier.
just sigh very hard at another comment out of you. Just like, oh.
Aerie.
Haru?
Yeah, when he's cross-armed and just...
It doesn't really change our preparations, but just an expectation that might benefit from, I think you lot seem to know Valkyries a little bit. One of the Valkyries from Skoberheim that used to be our ally went by the name of Sky, was absorbed into the Madness Army and appeared to be animated enough to be fighting. So they may have a Valkyrie on their side.
Would you stop?
Very not good.
You
In
can just-
other good news,
Yeah.
I'd like to test a few things against someone that is afflicted with madness in an attempt to cure them.
Oh, now this is the type of information I'm hoping for. We need some more positive leads to try and get through
I'd
this.
like to get in contact with Redolf first. He knows the madness.
I believe he's in
Yeah.
town. If you can find wherever he's passed out last night, more than welcome. I'm sure he'd be happy to
Very well.
help.
Was he at the party?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Everybody
inside
who's
your
anyone
place.
was at the
Remember, he was
party.
talking to Matt Mercer last you saw him, so he's living in one.
Oh, that's
The world
right.
travelers.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that was the ultimate, like,
Encyclopedia of the world.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And you also got a book last night too, Justin. After you left, the
I know I did.
I forgot to tell you the
Mysterious
name.
book.
Oh, another book?
No, it was.
No,
just
he
the
told us
letters
what the
book.
name of the book
Yeah,
was.
I forgot to tell you what it was.
The Mysterious Tome is
Yeah,
now
it's
active.
actually titled "Claws of the Ancients."
So is
I
that
love those.
is that title written in common?
The title is not. It is written in Celestial.
How did we learn the?
And you do know
Celestial.
Celestial. You were just drunk last night, and so you're like, I can't read this. And this is
I know
my-
Celestial.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Don't you,
Oh,
Tellius?
I was looking at the wrong character. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
was
do.
like, wait a
You
minute.
know, Tullius does. So that's why last night you're like, I can't read this. And then you looked at it again, it's like, I can read this.
How exciting!
He can't read Celestial when he's drunk.
Claws of the Ancients.
Yeah.
I should probably ask you about the stuff that I have in the bag of holding for Tyrion, because I just have Ulyrus's equipment, books, and notes.
A lot of good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff in there. Probably not relevant as much anymore, but there's a lot of fun plot things in there you'll probably never figure out.
You know what I forgot that I have?
Still have the Oracle.
Jarlax's favor.
Whoa, hold on, Tiny. What's the Oracle again?
It was the
That was the device.
Device.
that he
that
used.
he got
thing.
from a ruin pre-collapse that he was playing with. And
Oh, we
unlocking.
have that?
Yep.
I thought
Yeah.
had it. Who has it?
Ulyrus had it, and then Tyrion took it. All the shit.
Tyrion has all my old shit.
Yep, all the notes that would have led you to the Vecna solution and the Vecna cave and everything, all the stuff I put in way back when.
I'm gonna sweep up the game and
Ulyrus had that? Oh,
Yeah, he had all of it. He has the 3 books, so technically, remember, the group that isn't the Chosen, the Waterdeep group, has the 3 books missing from the library favor.
Yep.
my tuition bill got paid.
Ugh, yuck.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
I had
Yuck
that
is right.
too. Of course. All right.
So as far as actionable points, what do we need to do?
Well, at this point, it's really up to you to pursue what you need to at this point. We're going to reconvene in about 5 months. We're working on reinforcing the north. I'm not sure you can be of much help, so you need to try and combat what's to come, whatever the great issues are. Like we talked about last time, there are many things open right now. You have the Kobold Wolf that's missing. You have Mansoon on the loose. You have the leader of the Ivory Tusks on the loose. You have the Tomb of Heavens and Hells missing. You
Oh,
have
yes. Sundro did mention that.
Ragnorum out and about. You have any personal quests that you guys have been told about.
Nope.
Is there any other big worldly things, though? And then there's just the greater unrest between the world of the stabilization of the country. So those are all the things going on right now. And obviously Mosnell wants to find Mom, and Tyr talked to you, and he's like, get back to the temple, you dumbass. I got to tell you something. That's your DM. That's character transitioning to DM, just to...
Yep.
You're trying to sort through all this.
Yep.
All right.
So
What do you want to do? We don't have to keep role-playing the rest of the meeting. It's going to fan out, and everyone's going to go cover their shit. Is there anything else that needs to be brought up? What do you guys want to do?
do we
For
want
the rest of my day?
Arya's gonna have a sidebar with Tyrion.
Reed, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Commune, I
Yeah.
can cast that now. Is that like a spell that I have, or is it like
Yes.
a once per day thing?
It is a once-per-day spell. So you
Okay.
can use it as a spell that consumes 1 slot, but you can't be like, commune, 3 more questions. Commune, 3 more
Right, yeah,
questions.
As long as I got 13 minutes, I got commune.
Basically, given the fact that he's hearing that this little sorcerer is getting targeted by Mansoon,
Yes.
he's just gonna kind of like let him know about the thing at Adam of the West's shop. That might be super helpful for keeping him not on the radar for Mansoon. And kind of mention what the cost was for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to expect that if that's something that can be afforded.
Listen, just go to the drugstore, get your anti-spy device.
And Tyrion's gonna be like, fuck, I'm going there as soon as possible.
Sure. Do you remember how much it was? Do you have it written down? Or
It was 50,000 gold,
Whoo!
or
Yep.
I could give for trade
Yep.
either a Bones of a Chimera,
Yep.
Pre-Collapse Tomes,
Oh,
or Tears of a Valkyrie.
That's the
yeah.
one. That's the one. It's still 25,000 plus the Tears of the Valkyrie, but we are good. We're in good shape, so we can add that to your inventory. I didn't have the custom thing made up yet, but you can have the what was it? Necklace of
Non-detection.
non-detection. Yes, I will go with
Super
that.
stealthy boy.
So just type in notes necklace non-detection, and then you'll see the ludicrous bullshit that is added to your inventory.
Like I should just make an item called that.
No,
and
no,
then
just
it'll
write a
be-
note and I'll make it and I'll put all the information in because I'll give it all kinds of buffs for that kind of.
Literally can't be found.
Pretty much.
That's
Does
awesome.
that mean your stealth is higher too? Or
Yeah,
is it
it's going to
just-
give him a slight stealth modifier boost too.
That's
I
pretty
was
cool.
curious.
But
Who,
how high?
Like 1 or 2. It's not markings of
I was
nature.
curious if it was only like
Oh
magical.
wait, no, you're the wrong person.
It's not like
but
I'm
yeah.
instantly a stealth boy. It's just like
He's
just
pay to win.
genuinely harder. It's pay to win.
It's unfair. Its stealth's too high.
Pay to win. No, it's pay to not get killed.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's got the non-detection DLC. It's
I
not
was
fair.
reading the DM Reddit and some guy was venting and he's just like, I have come to accept that 5e just assumes the players win every combat. They're never scared for their lives. I'm like,
Oh?
I'm like, you fool.
I'm always scared for my life in every single combat.
Maybe you're just mad.
Yeah, maybe you haven't understood the power of high level D&D. And
Not even that. Play Ghost of Saltmarsh. Go to the haunted house. There's danger.
Yep, Tomb of Annihilation.
You're the one that's creating the combat encounters. You can make them as ridiculously difficult as you want.
There's so
Not hard
much,
enough. Wait, maybe add more creatures or something, or
Exactly.
it's brutal to read some of the complaints on there. Just like, you guys you're just not. I'm glad I have a style, that's for sure. Every DM has their own style, and mine is 1,000% not yours.
Mine is 1,000% better than all the other ones.
I wouldn't say
That's where
better,
I thought you were
but
gonna
it's,
say.
no, it's definitely different. Like, I'm oriented very differently than some of these guys. They're like, I want to play it like a war game. I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's not really fun.
Why? That's probably why the encounters aren't good. Jesus. And my encounters aren't that great. I'm working on it. All right. So, right. So you can do that. You guys will teleport back to your hold, the Chosen, at any point, and the Waterdeep crew will go back to their mansion if they have nothing else to do with one another. And we can begin with any things you want to touch on, too, while you still have both crews. And then I'm going to shift up to the Chosen. But
I mean, we teleport when I say we teleport, not when you to.
that is true.
We probably should.
That's-
Walk.
That's fine. That's fine. It's good for me.
I'll just go talk to Torleaf.
You're gonna have a tough time finding Torleaf after last night. All my friends are dead. I'm your friend. Yeah, but you're never around, and I'm stuck in fucking Phandalin. But yeah, hey, every week you're walking, Draugrs are training. So,
I'd like to try.
Yeah, Tyrion's gonna buy that necklace, and then he's probably gonna spend the immediate short term trying to like intern with the Blackstaff and
sure.
maybe pick up this spell.
Yeah, actually, I would like to ask the Blackstaff a question.
Sure. From who? Tellius or?
Yeah, tell you.
Yeah. Go for it.
Miss Blackstaff.
Yes. This is outside the meeting now. We're going to
Just like
sidebars.
Have you ever created a spell of your own?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, quite a few.
How powerful were you able to make it? And I guess what's the process like? I'd like to craft something for use on curing the madness in particular.
Typically it takes higher casted spells to make a lower cast. So if I try and cast it as create a 6th level spell, I normally have to use 7th, 8th level spells to get it to come into creation.
Okay.
It takes. You have to write down on special paper, and we use arcane chalk and arcane ink, depending on if you're going for something written in stone or written in paper. Once you have the spell, then you have to be able to, use your arcane knowledge to bring it to life. And you practice this through the arcane runes and the arcane forces of nature. And some of this is channeled through divinity, and some of this is channeled through the natural magic of the world. Once you cast it enough times and you refine it so it doesn't fail, and every time it fails, typically you burn through all your materials. Once it is refined, then the spell takes hold.
Okay. That makes sense. I will. Do you have any resources that I could use?
Certainly, I can point you in the right directions to buy all the materials, and I can help
That's
guide
fine,
you
yeah.
through trying to draw up your own spells.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. I'll do that, and then I'll convene with some of the smarter members of my group for help as well.
Sounds like a plan, Tellius. This is a great step forward to trying to cure the madness. When you do this, if you do it with the black staff, you'll gain advantage on your Arcana checks.
Okay. Yeah. How much does it cost to buy all this stuff?
Just the
How much do you want?
Probably depends on the level of spell, right?
Yeah, the paper and
I
ink.
guess that's a tough question because I don't know what kind of level of spell it would be. I would assume it's a greater restoration-esque,
Yeah,
but I don't know if that goes up because it's a special thing.
it depends on what you want to try. You this is up to you to find out. I'm not going to tell you what's going to work or not work at what level. That's part of the wondrous adventure here. But the paper to get this is I'll double check the numbers, but it's relatively inexpensive as far as I know to get the materials. But you're going to be using the ink over and over again. That's where stuff does jump in price. Let me just look up
Ink.
some stuff.
I don't know how to read. He's gonna become the new Ulyrus. He's gonna be a nerd. He's gonna learn, but he'll actually be able to fight.
Ouch.
Nah, no one's gonna be as smart as Ulyrus ever in the history of the world.
No, yeah, he was a genius.
So player's handbook says takes 2 hours to transcribe, so probably take double that time to make it on your own. 50 gold pieces per 2 hours for the ink, and then for each level it would probably be an additional 100 gold pieces for each level. So level 7 would be 700 gold pieces plus 50 gold pieces. Take about 4 hours of transcribing to attempt to make a 6th level spell.
Okay. I mean, that's the
And
highest
that's an
level spell I
attempt.
can cast. So, all right. So you said how much?
750 gold pieces. You'd also have to buy a new book, but you could actually get it from the books from Mansoon that you still had when you took off the dead wizard. So you could take one of those people he had tortured. You can use one of those books, so you can save on that. Look at you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm resourceful.
And you can use 750 gold pieces to get ink and paper, and
Yeah,
with
that's-
that, you can attempt it depending, like, on your own. You can try it with others.
Yeah, I'll get back to you when I attempt that.
When you want to try the spell, sure. And it's it takes more than just one casting of this, so you'll need the 750 gold pieces again every time you try to cast this.
Okay.
So it's quite
Well-
expensive to try and bring a spell into life, but it's doable, and you might have something incredible on your hands.
Okay, I want to talk to Rudolph first.
Sure.
I want to see if I can get my hands on some of that Madness Restoration.
Sure. Rudolph is literally still in your bar, him and Matt. are passed out, sleeping in a different one of the booths you have there. As you awake him, he's happy to see you, grateful for you saving his life, and even at the ask of like, you got some of those, he's like, for you free. So he gives you 3 vials of it.
All right. Is Yvonne still in town?
Certainly. She and her sister are gearing up for a quiet retreat to one of the more druidic places of nature out in Whitland, but she's definitely available to talk.
Ivana, do you have the sending spell?
Yes. Yes.
Could you take this vial with you and analyze it to the best of your druidic abilities, please? Trying to ascertain if I could create a spell using the properties of this stuff here, used to cure the madness.
Oh, this sounds like a lovely idea.
Yeah.
I will look into it and I'll let you know.
Thank you. I know you're leaving, so I appreciate it.
She has all of her crap all packed up, and her sister does
Yeah.
too. Big old
Yeah.
smile. She's got
Alright,
the
I'll give them
scar
some-
around her neck.
Yep, I'll give him some fist bumps before I
Yeah,
peace out.
fucking freedom.
On to the next.
All right.
Air Bear.
Mm-hmm.
That's Airy.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Air Bear, what's going on?
What did you just call me?
Air Bear. You know, it's like airy and bear combined. They rhyme. Eh?
What?
Not a fan. All right.
Not really, no.
Got it. So, I'm sorry that the Black Staff chewed you out. I, too, am a man who likes to poke the bear and have gotten nearly mauled by the bear. Actually, I have been mauled by the bear before. So I understand your curiosity. And I would love to help with, understanding the madness, seeing as it seems I'm destined to do that anyway. So, I'm trying to craft a spell to maybe cure the version that's not the same as yours, right? The one that Ragnar's army uses, the one that's been afflicting our friends and whatnot.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to gauge your knowledge of the madness, what you might know, and if there's anything I should be wary of before trying to do something to combat it. Really?
Is this Tellius or?
It's Tellius.
Tellius.
Okay.
Pelota.
Imagine.
It's fair. It's fair.
Well, one thing to understand is that those afflicted with the maddening version, they're almost in a state of unconsciousness.
Okay.
They can sense other madness afflicted. Like, if I activated my sight that I have, they look at me as if I'm a friend, almost, and they recognize me.
Okay.
And
Furiously jotting down notes.
and within this state of unconsciousness, they are being constantly tormented, essentially, attacked and killed by various creatures in a sense.
Okay. That sounds horrifying. And thank you for the information. Very much appreciate it. And for old time's sake, if you ever feel like exploring anything funky, let me know.
All right.
Have a way of making it a more favorable outcome.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave. Next is Ralia.
Oh my God, you a busy boy. Go for it.
Oh, there, Ralia.
Hello.
I'll do a bow because she's so dignified.
And she'll curtsy back at him.
Yeah. Tellius knew ever since he shook her hand, it was like a whoa. So you're, as I've been told, a very renowned mage.
I'd like to think so.
I'd like to think that your expertise would be helpful in understanding the arcane nature of this potion. I don't know if that's even possible, but would you like to give it a go?
I can look at it. I don't know if I can make a check for that or not. I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. You can make a medicine check.
Well, I can use my my goggles.
Mm-hmm. You can read
You'll
those.
Cast identify on it.
Sure.
Goggles?
Yep, he got that from the
Huh.
Vecna
I didn't even know that.
Goggle reading.
I genuinely didn't know that.
because you weren't in the
Yeah.
Vecna cave for one episode, probably.
See?
So I'll cast identify on it. If that
Neat.
tells me anything about it.
It's a potion made by Readolf. So what you're able to gather is it's a very basic concoction. You can get some of the ingredients of it. You could just ask Readolf for the exact list of what's in there. And it... Give me an Arcana check now.
And I assume this is to look at the item, so I have advantage on that because of the goggles.
Yeah.
25.
So
It was a natural one, and then
So, like, it's clearly attempting to slow down a process, and it's most certainly not a cure to it. The way he's approaching it is in, like, almost a suspension of sorts type of spell. And it can work as a complete permanent hindrance, potentially, upon more research. It's just tough to know which way it lands.
it's almost like if it was a virus, you're putting it to sleep, you're not killing it.
Yeah, and and potentially it'll never wake up again, or potentially it's chickenpox that turns into shingles. So it's definitely needs a lot more research.
Right.
That is what I can tell you. My voice changed there for a second, but you get it.
Right. Yes. I understand. When you're investigating, sometimes you just get in there, your throat gets dry. Yeah. I understand.
I mean, I can look into it more if you wish me to take it with me.
If you want to.
I don't see why I may have time
All right.
for it, so why
I'll
not?
leave you one. I'll leave you one.
Thank you.
So I should have one more,
Yep.
I'm assuming. Cool. All right. Thank you, Rolia. I will contact you later. I'll be heading off to the Blackstaff to try and create a spell to replicate some manner of this effect.
Really? That is
Yes.
interesting. Let me
thought-
know how that goes.
I thought you might be interested in that. All right, I'll see you. Charnock and Marsnell, hello.
They're arm
Yeah,
wrestling
what up?
before they leave.
And Woodall, actually.
Chernuk, as he's arm wrestling, is like crying a little bit. Just like out of sheer sadness
I'll try
for
to
the,
find
for the beautiful relationship that wasn't meant to be for too long.
I'll try to find Ulazal as well.
Okay. We can visit Mosnell's, like, talking Charnock down. Like I'm always a day away or something, right?
It'll be another 5 years before we see each other.
Hello, lads.
Hello?
Hey,
Marsnell in particular.
Oh,
You're from the north, right?
yeah.
Do you have anything frosty?
Frosty?
Yes, frosty.
I go into a rage.
Yeah, and technically you all get temporary frost resistance, and you see him get frosty, and his breath, you can actually see his breath come out. He's a
Just
frosty
imagine.
boy.
Like the chocolate scene from SpongeBob. Frosty! Frosty!
Yep.
That's exactly how it just happens. I mean, you're not wrong. But
Did you have something else in mind?
in particular, I was just looking for, I don't know, Ulazon, maybe you could help. What kind of techniques do you have for blessing water?
Well, I can do that. I can bless water.
I can freeze water.
Now, how about this? Would the same technique work on ice?
Technically, it's the same thing, so I
Right.
can't imagine why not.
That's what I thought. All right. I think if I take some holy water and do you know if holy water like has a specific like if you bless it and I tried to use it for a different deity, would it be like weird or would it be fine? You know, would it be like, oh, you're cheating on me? Or, you know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think as long as your god is aligned
Properly, yes.
aligned well, yeah, if your god is of a good alignment, then
Of course.
probably should work. If we're fighting towards the same goal, I hardly doubt that they would mind the cooperation.
If that's the case, would you mind blessing some water for me and then freezing it? Masno.
I can do that.
Okay, I can get some gems for ceremony, and I'll cast it a bunch of times. How many vials do you want?
Just like 2 or 3.
Okay, I will burn 75 gold worth of. Let's see, what gem do I want to burn up? Let's pick yellow sapphire.
Just choosing a gem.
I will burn 75 gold's worth of yellow sapphire to cast ceremony 3 times and create 3 vials of holy water.
Yo, ceremony.
Good
Thank
spell,
you,
dude.
sir.
This
Thank you.
process probably takes a few minutes. It takes like
Stare at him the whole time.
oh wow, it takes an hour.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I'll get
Yeah,
back to you later.
So it takes 3 hours. So I'll be
you
here a
guys
while.
have a nice Charnook, Mosno, and Ulazal bond over this. You guys have a wonderful moment as you're blessing it, and Charnook and Mosno are like, so like, does it do anything? As you're just
Then
like,
pour it on a vampire and see what happens.
and that's a beautiful back and forth you all have, and then eventually Tilly's comes back as they're all blessed and frozen, and you now have 3 blessed frozen vials.
Excellent.
Make sure to write it
Good.
down, because I won't remember.
That's fine.
I might remember.
And then I'd like to. I mean, I'll have to wait for Ralia and Ivana to get back with more information.
Mm-hmm.
But in that time, I'll probably ponder upon that novel that I can now read.
Yeah, so give me a history check on that.
Can I give myself inspiration?
I mean, you didn't roll yet, I guess. So here we are.
Come to yourself as you work.
All right, Tellius, it's been a long time since you've read Celestial, and there it is in front of your face. So you got this. And here we go. What is my 10? Excellent. So we've got a 24.
Nice.
Tell me the secrets of the world.
Mm-hmm.
As you read through the claws of the ancients, there were little notes in here, written in Elyrus's handwriting, little inserts of paper that he uses to help guide your understanding of it, as well as some of the things are
Oh,
complicated.
you think I'm stupid?
Yeah, and the the poems are difficult to to understand maybe their metaphorical meaning or what they're actually trying to say. There's lots of riddles inside here. It's very cryptic, a lot of the things, but what you do get out of it is the following. In the past, the gods had created the universe. In the past, the gods that created the universe needed a way to keep peace in their world, a way to enforce their tenets of faith. Each created claws to their faith. For those who dare threaten their faith, it would face the claws of the beast. Claws can be physical weapons, magical spells, armors, or even beings themselves. The last of the gods to make their claws was the faith of Zahir. Only when hope was to be destroyed did the avatar of Zahir descend to Zenya to help craft the claws with the blacksmiths of hope. Of the claws that were made, 12 weapons were born, each a sword for the god of hope. Each claw crafted through magical means embedded with the power of Zahir. These weapons were used to defend the hopeless until they were lost. Of the 12 weapons, 5 were destroyed at the fall of their corresponding deities. Of the 7 remaining, one of the swords was gifted to another god before their faith disappeared from Zenya. Each of these items were kept by the faith of hope. Each of these items were kept by the faith of hope, deep underground in the bountiful lands of Penk. So that's basically an excerpt from the last known place of where it was. Where the beauty is bountiful and the resources are endless are a note in reference to Penk, a very different experience than you last remember, this shitty-ass desert. Zahir would present himself as a stag to those he deemed worthy of his presence, often his future champions, those who would wield the claws in his names. To protect the swords, they submerged them in the fountain of eternity. After the submersion, their whereabouts became unknown. The faith of Zahir faded over the long millennia. Following the collapse, a handful carried on the faith of Zahir. Those with the strongest connection created their own temples in underground cities, one of which of those cities is known as Kronos. There are rumors, and that's a note from Ulyrus telling you, like, modern-day Kronos. There are rumors more claws were crafted after the disappearance of the originals, but those stories have not been verified, and there are rumors that Zahir had 8 rings made to counter the 13 rings of hell.
Is there one ring to rule them all?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to ask the old...
Got it.
Tolkien
I scribed it. Don't worry, boys.
Big height.
Speaking of fancy magical swords, you missed the story that Ralia told about the
Oh, you did.
real sword of bludgeoning.
Yeah, you did miss that.
That was wonderful.
There's a canon sword of bludgeoning.
We're going to have to find it.
Running
We're
around,
gonna have to find the guy and kill him.
running around the hells. A fallen
Wait,
champion.
wait, so
of the
is
Demon
it-
Queen.
Is there just a guy in hell that just runs around killing
Yeah.
devils? That's badass.
You can go
He's
ask.
Doomslayer.
Yes, he is. Yeah, basically.
He is the Doomslayer.
You can ask
Yeah.
any of the gods of hell. You can see which layer of hell he terrorizes the most. That would be a fun
Oh,
thing to
no.
figure out someday. You ever want to our descent to Avernus homebrew?
The Adventures of Bludgeon Man.
How many levels of hell are there?
13.
13.
13, alright. He prefers the 9th level. We don't know why.
Would you please leave? What you do here is wrong. We all are. We all are equally wrong. Get out of my house.
Seize the bludgeon.
Yeah, just bashing the like Patriarchally Daedric Prince of Evil. Just like, God damn it!
At what point does the flat side of the sword become sharper than the
You see all the other gods of hell, because there are like a couple of them that's like never even seen him, and just like, I am thrilled he has never even graced me with his presence. Like, this has been a blessing that he's been staying in that area for a while. There's definitely
I really hope he's this like Doomslayer entity that like demons they're just terrified of him.
You'll have to
Luke,
find
you made Doom Guy. Good job.
they tell
Exactly.
they tell demons horror stories and ghost stories about
Yeah,
the fall.
it's not even. He's not even like this guy that's just like, we need to take him down. It's just like,
No.
let's avoid him.
1,000%. He's been going for quite some time. So there was definitely that period of like, hey, we should do
Take him.
something about this. And then after about everyone that tried, failed, died, or then was like, you know what, you got a point. I'm with you. And that happened quite often, enough so that people are like, this is just, we're going to ignore this.
Yeah.
And deities of hell are like, I can keep him occupied. See, this is the thing. He's too focused. And that's the problem. I can just keep shitting this stuff out, and he's going to be like, I gotta take it down. But that's free lore. That's tons of free
I'm
lore
in
for you.
love with this idea.
Well, I guess we have a sidebar campaign at some point to run.
He's like Mr. X. He just doesn't stop chasing him.
Yep. He has his objective, and that is it, man.
He is
I want more poop god lore.
on a mission. Yeah,
That's what we all came for.
Give it enough time, and you'll hear more.
I want to get to level 20 and find out that the poop god was right all along.
Yep.
And that's when all my players stop showing up to D&D every week.
Nothing says payoff like.
Like the ongoing joke being a reality.
Ugh.
Okay, so who else wants to do stuff before I have things to do with you?
I think it was all at some point. There was like a rinky-dink little shrine to Tyr in Waterdeep that he
Yes.
spruced up last time. He's going to visit
Yeah.
that and just
Yeah.
re-gussy it up. He's probably going to like, from the celebration, the followers of Tyr that he recognizes, he's going to point them in the direction of that and say,
Yeah.
if you need a place to go on Sunday, you know, there's a good church there.
Yep. You familiarize yourself with a couple of the local clerics of Tyr. None of them are magical like you. They're normal clerics. They disciples of Tyr. They're just trying to do their part. They're enthralled with you. Like seeing a champion of Tyr is just like it's stunning. If you want to donate any money to them, you can help make the shrine better.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I'll do that. Let's see. How much money do... Oh, dude, I'm so rich. Let's,
Yeah.
let's go with my hot 50 platinum.
And the priest.
Okay. The priests basically shit themselves because they've never seen so much money in their life.
Yep, probably 50 platinum. Oh my god.
Make sure this place grows.
You have our word. You bring great balance.
You just keep doing you, Jim.
With you, by the way, some of the guards from your north came to the party as well. So you had like 2 members of the northern guards and 2 of the followers of Tears that came with you. The 3 dwarfs stayed north. The captain, the monk, Goliath, and another one of the drow stayed up north to guard your castle while you were gone.
Very cool. I have a posse.
Yes. So you have your chill
Fantastic.
posse with you.
All right. I just wanted to contribute and gussy that up a little bit. Make sure
You'll
Tyr
see
knows
how
that I'm not
people-
forgetting about him.
So I'm gonna track down Charnook in the morning.
Yep. I bet you are.
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Because we're best friends.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Charnook,
Yeah.
I'm in need of a assistance for a let's call it a investigation.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Oh,
Because there is no greater investigator in all of Waterdeep than yours truly.
oh, I know, which is why I came directly to you. I need to find out where I can get the best breakfast in town.
Gustavo!
Gustavo comes out. What is wrong?
Are you prepared for the greatest challenge of your life?
I'm born prepared. As
Do
long
you
as
see-
relating to food.
Well, lucky for you it is. Do you see this man right here? This one
Yes.
with the red beard.
Yes.
He wants to know where he can get the greatest breakfast he's ever had in his life.
Don't insult me! I'll give him the greatest breakfast he's ever going to seen! And Gustavo's just like, what do you eat, huh? What do you want?
I'll eat it all.
He wants it all, I'll give him all. Gustavo, with those fucking rolls, those are 25 plus for 3 of his rolls.
Let's go,
I
Gustavo.
rolled 18, 17, 19 on his checks.
Whoa.
All out.
And he's a
So
fucking
good.
master chef, so
Yeah.
Gustavo
Yeah.
coming out here with shooting fire into your breakfast. You have stuff you're like, I didn't even know that could be served as breakfast. That's here. The flavor explosion, and when you're like, I can't eat more, you're like, you smell something, you're like, I found more room. I absolutely found more room. You get through about 3-course meal, and you have this for the first time in your life. You've give me a con saving throw.
Oh. Okay.
Man's full for the first time in his life.
Just don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep. That is a 17.
Yeah. Wow. So like you were full for the first time in your life. You've never been more full, and you almost go into an insta food coma. Like you literally like finish your plate and then you're gone, and Gustavo looking at Charnook is like nodding in victory, going like, every time I've been challenged before in this. Nope, not that accent. I've been challenged before, and this is
He's
how
Russian.
it goes. Yeah, I was going to Russian, so we're just stopping
I'm gonna
accents.
just be leaning back, hands on my stomach, eyes closed, and just Gustavo. That was glorious.
Mwah, mia.
I'm gonna just sit here a while.
Well done, Gustavo.
He nods, big old smile, and he's just like the old, like, challenge accepted, challenge succeeded, and now it's also like, is he like some sort of magical man? Like, is this a type of wizardry? Being able to put people to sleep through food?
Now hold on a second. I'm gonna eventually find what was the name of our manager? The orc fellow
Grit.
Grit. I'm gonna find Grit and give him 5 plat
Forget about grit.
in a check in Gustavo's check as a bonus.
Awesome. Grit notes. He's like, very kind of you, sir.
You deserved it. He worked hard, especially after yesterday.
I'll write it down in the books. And you hear him put the book down, and this big lumbering guy trying not to take up space as he's going through all the areas. He's super, like, with his movements, very calculated, very gentle for someone so large and wide. All right, anything else? To the north we go! As you guys return back to your home at some point by foot or teleportation up to Ralia.
Wait, I might be able to teleport us there because I have a temple to go to.
That's true.
Yeet. Haha. I'm not stranded by you.
You guys do when you're in the town.
But
Notice,
Ulasol, we could strand everybody else and it would be hilarious.
We could just leave them all behind.
she's like a neutral chaos. Like every now and then. Anyway, you guys do see some of the war veterans returning to the north. I guess I should change the music. It's not bad news, nothing bad news, but I feel like we're in the north. We should have different music. So let me do. What does this sound like?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just do the quietness of the north. So let's go music. And the nice old winter forest says snowfall has covered the town. As you return, some of the injured from the war are finally returning home months and months later. Some that were also captured at Tendorf to Jingzhou. You can see them on crutches, some missing limbs, some missing eyes. Many have that shell shock on them that has broken their spirit from fighting for so long. But you do have a lot of families reunited with their brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers that were out fighting in this war that left Jingzhou so vulnerable to a small cobalt occupation. That is one thing you notice. Another thing is when you return, you have the captain, Erwin, go to you guys and is like, oh, wonderful. I'm glad you're here. There was a very stubborn man who insisted that he be in here. And, I mean, I believed him at face value, so I believe your father came to visit you, Mosnell. So he's inside if you would like to go see him. We couldn't really tell him no. And we do have another group of guests we did tell no that I think we can address that later. But just wanted to prep you up so you're not surprised, big man.
My father.
That's exciting.
I was
When was the
hoping
last time?
this isn't one of those bad things, like it's one of those estranged fathers. I was rolling the dice. He didn't seem to talk negatively about it. I'm going to leave. And you see him just walks away.
When was the last time you've seen him?
I don't remember my father.
You don't remember him at all.
Nope.
So this man could be anyone.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, we will make sure that he is forthright.
Good.
All right. Do you go in and approach this man?
Yeah.
Inside? All right. Inside your general meeting room, the what do they call it when you reception room? That's what I'm looking for. Reception
Atrium.
You see this haggard, half graying, red-headed old man with this very taut and it's just totally unkept beard that goes down to nearly his privates. As he tries to get up, you can tell he has this bad leg to him. And as he's turning, it looks like the spitting image of an older Mosnell. And you can see 3 different wolves with him, as one of which runs up to Mosnell, and it's twisting in and out of his legs and barking with excitement. And you can see just bellowing laughter from this just monster of a man. Somehow, Mosnell's father is taller than him, even in his own age. Slightly taller, but he is just monstrous, and he's way fatter. Where Mosnell's ripped, he has just got all that lumberjack husk on him. Clearly not out adventuring in his life. And you see him looking and goes, "There's my boy! Look at him! The hero of the North, they say! I didn't even know we had a king, and yet I get presents from a king because of what my boy has done. It's so good to see you." As he hobbles over, you can see him struggling, and he tries to extend his arm for an embrace, handshake.
Kind of cautiously put my hand out.
As he grips your arm, and the other wolves, their tails are wagging. You do recognize the wolves. Those are...
Oh yeah, of course. I was playing with the wolf, obviously.
Oh, it's so awkward.
Oh man. I
This
was like, this will never come up. We probably won't even see my dad.
This was long planned before you were
that hurt.
fuck it.
I was like, we'll probably never see him. It doesn't matter.
Barwolf, is it Hario and Marak?
Oh, what were their names?
I have it in front of me. It's B-A-R, Barwolf, and then there's H-A-R-O-U, and then M-A-R-R-O-K. I just don't know how to pronounce anything because I'm crap at life.
Yeah. Barwolf, Haru, and Marak.
And your
Marak,
favorite
yeah.
is the biggest, which is Barwolf.
Yeah, Barwolf's the big one.
They're all going on. And by the way, the Barwolf is basically a direwolf, but not quite. It's almost there, but not quite.
He's big.
You see, as he releases, he's kind of sizing you up a bit, and he's like, oh, you're looking great. You wouldn't believe, as you know, I was bedridden for most of the time, and the boys have been taking care of me, but then they wouldn't shut up about something. They're barking and barking and barking and barking. So I go out to see, and then there's this big green wolf in our yard. Massive, like double the size of a dire wolf. And it's barking to the dogs, and then I think I'm losing my mind as it starts telling me about my son is a champion and how I need to go see him, and just blown away by utter bullocks. But then the spirits always have strange ways. You don't question the way the wind blows or the snow falls on your house. You just shovel it off. So who am I to tell this giant green wolf no? My legs started feeling a little better, and he walked me halfway across this gosh darn lands, town to town. I go and find this. And you guys can see this drawing, and it's just these tales of the chosen, and there's pictures of you guys, pictures of Mosnell, and he's kept a whole collection of every single thing he could find about his son, that he is just brimming with pride about Mosnell. And he's like, my boy is the hero of the land. And it made sense. I had to go see him, to go embrace, tell him how proud I was of him, and how proud your mother would be if she were still here. It pains me, but I've missed having you around. As he gives you a thing in the back. It's tough at home, but I can see you've made the most of it, and you've become a man, and I can't be prouder of you, son.
When's the last time we saw each other?
You see him kind of take a step back, and he starts getting a little standoffish. Some time ago. It's nearly half a decade. But you too good to see your dad now that you're a big hero?
No. Just having... I don't remember.
You don't remember your old man who taught you to hunt? Put that bow and arrow in your hands when you were young? Taught you how to track? You don't remember any of me? But you live in these big fancy houses now? And you have big fancy friends? It's alright. It's alright then.
That's not it. I remember learning those things.
But just not with your old man.
No.
Alright, I can take a hint. Come on, boys.
Sir, if you please, we have been through a lot. Surely he does not remember it. There is some reason. I don't know.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah. 14.
Oh man.
You see him as he's like, he's ignoring you. You can clearly see the same hard-headedness from Mosnell, exactly where he gets it from, his father. As he's hobbling out of the way, past his son, giving a shove to his son, you can tell definitely burying the hurt.
Uzal, do you think maybe his memory has been messed with as I stare at Ralia?
Look at me. This would be much worse than what I did to you, okay, Ari?
The door slams as he goes out as you're all left in this awkwardness. One of the dogs gave like a little whine looking at Maz now, and even there's a little standoff between two, and goes, "Even you choose him over me then. Fine." And he leaves as the bar wolf stays behind with you.
We don't know how long he's traveled. Somebody send one of the servants to set him up with a room. I don't know how willing he would be to accept our hospitality currently, but we should at least extend it.
One of the Knights of Tyr goes, and you see the dwarf is like, "Oh, I'll give it a try. It seems like a chip off the block. I'm sure he'd love to hear about Tyr." I think.
I'm gonna run after my father.
Okay. Mosnell, you go outside. You can see your father in the snow hobbling outwards, and you can see the guards just giving him looks, but they're not stopping him. He's hobbling his way out, cursing under his breath. As you get closer, you can hear curses that would be familiar to you, curses you use, but sounds new out of his mouth.
Raleigh's gonna trail them, just not get anywhere near it. Just wants to hear the.
I would like to retreat as normal. you see him give a look, just turns around to you for a bit. Wait, what?
I want to talk more.
We weren't much the talking type.
No. But it's needed now. I believe that you are my father. You look just like me. You are wolves. I just can't remember it. And you have to understand. We've gone through some crazy shit with demons and devils and reapers and monsters and stuff you can't even imagine. Something could have happened to my head, messing with me, making this happen. I would not forget you willingly.
Give a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. 15.
Would you hit your head or something? Things I can't imagine.
I mean, technically, he was dead for a bit.
I did die at one point and had to get brought back
Twice.
You see him looking. Barwolf is by your side and still giving these whines as he looks down to Barwolf and back to you. And you see him. He takes a bowl off his back and he tosses it your way. Do you catch it?
Yeah.
He goes, "Let's hear these unbelievable tales then. Let's go." And you two go on a hunt in the north to recount stories to try to fill in the blanks of what's going on.
All right.
That was a very clutch persuasion check.
Nice.
Dad was about to never talk to you again.
Ooh,
as you go out to reconnect with your father at the gates, Ralia, with the rest of the group, you see a very strange assortment of individuals. Each of them seem to be wearing bones affixed to their all black clothing. One has like a bird-like skull on their face. One has this long draped cloak that has all these long bones on it. Another one has just all sorts of tattoos. All of them actually are covered in tattoos and that sort. And you can see them at the gate. They all have this like veils on them, masks over them of sorts, and you can see this individual look up and he goes, "Ah, there she is! That's Ralia! Ah, I told you we're good for it. Come here. It's time for us. All right, where do we set up shop? It's good to see you, Ralia. Very good to see you." What's that?
I assume I recognize this voice.
Oh, you recognize this voice, baby.
Yeah.
You recognize this as Dead Crow.
Okay.
And by him are
Dead Crow.
Are two other people you remember, Coffin's Veil and Death Trawler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, these names.
You see, these guys look fucking whack. And as they push their way past the guards, they give you looks like the Chosen can handle them. It seems like they're well up there. They look up. It's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you. Blessings of the Raven Queen on you. Death may fall, all those in need of it." As he looks over to Erie, he may need of it. You don't look so tough. As he looks over at Bologna, look at you. You could probably punch out nothing. He's hunched over. He's got the long bird mask, very similar to like the Plague Doctor mask, but it's all made of a bone of an animal.
How is it that you got here?
You follow?
I was intending to come get you actually. But
doesn't she work in the most mysterious of ways? Right? You see someone and just hawks up blood, just wipes it on their shirt. It's like, "Indeed she does. Yes, I followed what we always do, the way of the raven. We kept finding these raven feathers out and about, and then we ended up here. The Raven Queen told us we were on a mission to do something very special, here to find the secrets of what tries to defy death. And we figured we have nothing better to do. The Raven Queen protects us. I mean, well," she looks over to a Death Trawler who looks over to him. It's like, "Well, I guess she protects some of us because everybody else back home is fucking dead. So we're here."
Yes, well, even the stories of old tell us that she doesn't protect everybody.
Nah, of course not. Not everybody. Some people have to die so we could escape. Awful lot back home, let me tell you. You should have seen all these fucked up creatures with all these purple eyes and markings like fucko over here. Oh, they ripped us friends to shreds. It was glorious to see them ascend to the next life with the Raven Queen. But we did not get such honors yet. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? And you see one of them was like fell asleep for a second, coughs up more blood, and then wipes it on their shirt again. Yes, that is right. That is right.
Well, I actually did raise. I came back, of course, but I did meet her in person.
You see them all do this like Raven Queen gesture. That's the equivalent of the cross that I'm not creative enough to make up at the moment. But they both like go to one knee and they're like, oh, and say something as they come up. "Oh, you must tell me of every detail." As it looks over to who else is in this group? I've insulted just about everybody. Ulazal I haven't insulted yet. As he looks over, just like, balance for you, huh? Balance this. As he takes out this like strange concoction under his shirt, like right out of his armpit. Give me a con saving throw as he gives you a whiff of it.
I'm just standing here. Homie tries to poison me.
Ralia, you recognize exactly what this is. It's definitely not dangerous.
18.
Oh, you fail hard. As he just he opens it, you go, oh, and Ulazal just falls to the ground. Didn't even have to use the strong stuff. As he puts it back under his shirt, you find yourself in this state of near death. and you just start hallucinating. So, Ralia, you know this is a common practice of huffing basically these vapors they concoct to try and get yourself to a state of death to meet the Raven Queen, but not actually dying. And people basically just hallucinate and never see anything, but many claim they've talked with the Raven Queen and seen the Raven Queen. And this was definitely a practice that some definitely just used as an excuse to get really high, but some truly believed in it. Dead Crow certainly believes in it. And seeing Ulazal knocked on his ass, he's like, he's a rookie. So Ulazal's unconscious in the snow right now. You are having massive hallucinations.
Oh, God. Am I dead?
You guys...
You will be fine. Actually, I'm going to say that in a message to him so he can hear it in his head.
Oh, as you hear, you will be fine. You see from, let's see, I would say like 80 Orliths just saying, you will be fine, as they're like, every time they're walking, they're splitting into more coming, but then they're turning like into like cartoon versions of themselves, and like animals are coming through, and it's fucking whack and not fun, and people are like throwing up people, and they're coming out, and it's just like this endless kaleidoscope of god awful.
I'm just gonna like look at Belota and just be like, all right, Ralia, you got this, and I'm gonna like lift Ulazal up and like drag him back to the castle.
Wonderful to meet you too. You have great friends. Life of the party.
Yes, well, to be honest, they're probably not cool enough for you guys. I think at this point I have constructed my tower.
Yeah,
right?
it's not really, but you have it. It's not permanent yet.
Right,
like that's
I can
gonna
bring
happen.
them there to be like
you can literally shove them in there. That was the intention.
So let's leave the inner cities and let's go to my tower.
Perfect. He has a tower. She has a tower. I knew she'd have a tower. You said she wouldn't. I never said she didn't. But you never said she did.
And he has this little bag with, you can hear all these like little vials and stuff going back and forth. He's like,
Off we go to do the Queen's work.
And you escort them to your tower.
Perfect.
So you now have at your disposal Dead Crow, Coffin's Veil, and Death Trawler. If they're not fucking around with whatever the Raven Queen has them up to, they are aiding in research on the madness.
Yeah, I was gonna give. I believe it's Dead Crow had the potion thing. I'm gonna give it to him and say, can you take a look at this? I'm not entirely sure what the nature of it is. You know of these madness creatures clearly. This seems to at least stifle it for a moment. Just research what it can do and if we can amplify it.
Sure thing. You should have seen them. You remember that one that was always googling eyes at you? Fucking ripped his mouth right in half. You just should have seen the skull come off on him. Oh, it was horrifying. I'll look into it. Takes his finger out, puts it in there, and he's still calling the scenario. So much blood as it happened. That's good stuff. All right.
He sets up his kit, and there's all these fucking whack-ass alchemy things. You see the other ones from under their robes have all these things they brought along. Clearly, these are like 50-pound cases of shit, and there's 2 of them of just all the tools. They lugged their shit from a tet to a tool. Literally nearly the farthest west point of a tool of a tet to the farthest eastern point of a tet.
If they just waited another couple weeks, I would have teleported.
You would have, but they're all dead if they waited a couple more weeks.
Yep.
Just so happens how this was all going on. So when you were like, I have these ideas, I'm like, boy, you should imagine the shit they're going through. So that's what they're doing right now. Right, so that's all that, and Ulazal in your temple. How do you try to repair the temple?
What do I see before me?
I sent it in chat the layout of it, but it was very much a more generic temple. There wasn't anything but the 4 major deities. All their statues destroyed. Shut up. Stop it. Overgrowth, dust. Basically, the place just needs to be renovated, but there's plenty of areas for brand new places to begin faith and worship, to have different areas for different deities. Especially Tyr could definitely take center stage in any of the more prominent places. There's multitudes of altars inside here. Majority of all the seating is either rotten or destroyed. Dust, spiders. There are bunches of like all the years and years of like leaves rotting and not actually decomposing in the ground here. Animals are inside here and there. It's a rough state of affairs as the ceiling caved in a bit inside this temple, where nature has allowed like birds to come in and make nests up top. So it would be, some time to clean it all up.
Okay. I'm going to try and hire some masons. Try and hire some carpenters. We gotta get this place standing before we can get it flying.
Right. That will be in our Strongholds and Followers book, kids.
Wow.
The carpenter.
This ambience is killing it for me right now. This is fantastic.
Good. Doesn't always have to be blasting music.
All right.
Right out of the book, I love it. Arnell the Woodwright, a young lady of barbarian descent with long black hair. She arrives at your stronghold with her brother and sister, Caden and Talwyn, both much younger than her. Caden and Talwyn are too shy to talk to strangers, but love working for the older sister and can always be found beavering around her wood shop. Like the mason or blacksmith, Ariel is... Sorry, I said the thing. Arian... How do you say that? Arranel. Arnell, that's it. Arnell is a woman of few words, only comfortable talking about her work. She prefers to let her craftsmanship speak for her. To repair the temple will cost you about 150 gold pieces.
That's it?
We're just talking about repairing the top. To clean everything and do all the big stuff, between her and a mason work will cost you an additional probably 500 gold pieces.
All right.
You guys are filthy rich, and these are all temples you did free.
Yeah, absolutely. I will pay them the full amount plus another 10 platinum to listen. This place is in a rather incredible state of disarray, as you can see, but think of it as a blank canvas. And think of the monument you'll build when it's all done. Please, get to work. Show me what you can do.
With a smile, liking the sound of that, she and her brother and sister get to work. And over the course of the next few weeks, they'll be able to make it better and better. It'll probably take her the better part of 2 or 3 months to get this place into stunning shape based on her rolls. Good. Very good. Some because of the winter, it's making things a lot more difficult to get everything done because you guys are now getting into the heart of the winter months, but makes excellent progress. And as this is happening and it gets to a current enough state of affairs, you don't have to wait the full 2 months. You're able to create your shrine to a Tyr. You have scales that you put up there, and you say your blessings. You take a moment to try and connect with Tyr, and you can feel his warmth come upon you. All the lights inside the temple grow a bit brighter, their flames a bit taller. And despite the chill that comes from the stonework inside here, even though it has now been repaired, the holes in the ceiling, you feel warmth encapsulate the entirety of the place. Even the carpenters are starting to sing and hum to one another. They feel even more relaxed at the moment. You have created another beautiful balance to the world. Hear me, Ulazalto. You seek reunion with your Madeline. Sickness and disease are the tools of those who wish to tip the scales. You must seek out the halfling cleric of your faith, Tarin Zargamba. He lives in chains, slaving away at concoctions for another who fears the balancing of the scales. Follow the path of your direwolf friend, and it will lead you to him. My many blessings upon you, my champion. And you feel the candles dim a bit, but still the warmth here is blessed. And as you look up on the scales, you find these beautiful white flowers have now come out and grown all around the symbol of Tyr that's here, along with the scales. The scales look a little bit larger as well, and balancing on the scales are these what did they call them? It's the it auto-corrected to the wrong word in my spell check, so it's no longer there. They're not medallions, but it's basically, you would be able to use these as your symbols of your god.
Talisman?
Talisman.
Like a reliquary type
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, it's right around that.
An amulet.
Yeah. What do you guys use in order to cast spells through a deity, like a warlock or something like that?
Arcane
Focus.
focus?
It could be used like a focus, as it's the symbol of their deity. I know
Okay.
that's a mechanic in D&D where just like they're
I
a
think
holy
they're
symbol.
typically called holy symbol.
I
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, okay. So two holy symbols in the shapes of like a talisman and medallions are balanced equally on the scales.
Ooh,
They're not magical, don't get your hopes up, but they are just
there.
a connection to Tyr, a gift from God.
Very cool. Build you a house. Give it some time, and I'll build you a mansion.
All right. Mosno, as you're hunting with your old man, you track through the beautiful winter forests of the north. You can feel this muscle memory back and forth, and a dynamic between the two of you comes back. None of the memories are there, but as you recount the stories, your jokes come back and forth. Your father pokes at you, wondering, like, did you ever give alcohol a shot?
Dulls the senses.
It does indeed, my boy. It does indeed. But you never know. You could always loosen up sometimes. That's what your mother used to say to me. I was wound too tight. But look at who's still alive.
He heard
I've
himself.
actually,
Oh!
He heard himself in
Yeah.
confusion.
I've actually heard that mother is still alive.
You can... My boy, what do you mean? You went in search of her those many years ago. I assumed the worst since you never returned.
Yes, I've been traveling far and wide. And I came across storm giants.
You met storm giants?
I did.
How big were those motherfuckers?
Oh, they were bigger than anything I've ever seen.
What a
They helped us fight a battle against the Cobalt Alliance.
Heard about that. I can't believe a whole war went on and I never knew about it.
Yes. Oh, and about the king we didn't know about.
Yeah.
She is possibly the greatest and most honorable person I've ever met.
That's a lot coming from you. Because even you put my honor to the test, boy.
But I was granted a question to be answered by the storm giants.
Figures they
And
know
I-
everything.
And I asked them where I could find the giant that slew my mother. And they told me in a very confusing way where I could find him and that he still has her captive.
What the hell are you doing here, boy? Get killing. Get hunting.
That was my next stop.
Oh, don't let your deadbeat dad here stop you. Get going. This is great and all. As you guys have finished your kill, your fresh kill, and you're bringing home this fucking 12 times the normal size elk you guys tracked down together. Not really. It's not.
That's
It's not
really
really.
big.
It's not really 12 times the size. It's not. It's.
We're gonna
it's
tell
bigger
people
than a
that,
normal
though.
one. Yes. But
It was
As it's coming
12 times the size of a normal
well,
house.
we killed that one, but it fell off a cliff. So
What was that?
we settled for this one.
It was all like, that doesn't...
You know how big elk are?
Shh, quiet you.
But my boy, it's been good catching up with you, and you tell great tales that are hard to believe. I still see you in there, and if you say something's messing with your head, then I believe you. I believe you.
I'm going to figure out what's going on and try to get it fixed.
With that, the two of you walk back. Your dad's kind of like, so like, can I stay here or should I fuck off back to home?
We have a room prepared for you if you want it.
Yeah, you bet I do. As he goes in. It's like, I haven't seen that damn wolf in days. I don't think I'm getting back. Poor Mosnell's dad. I planned for him to have a nice place to retire to after his his reward for winning the war, and then you go and fuck it up with Vecna.
Yeah.
All right. So at that, if the group wants to do anything else before Mosnell goes to try and find his mom, now's the time.
I'll just describe what I did for making my tower.
Yep.
So there's this spell called let me figure this out. I think it's Galder's Tower. And what you do is you make like a 2-story tower, and every spell level you can make a higher level tower.
Ooh.
So what I spoke to Reed about is I made a bunch of towers that are all intertwined, and it's really tall if I use all of my spells, and large. I'm just gonna put the pictures of like whatever, the map of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that cave that Bologna and Mosnell helped me find, I want to cast a spell on top of that cave so that I can make some type of trapdoor system to go into the cave. And that's where I want the my old friends to go.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. $29.
Yeah, easy enough. You can cast simple arcane traps and detections on there, especially since it's your home domain. Absolutely. And they feel right at home inside their cave.
Yeah. I think
They're
that's
not much for
basically it.
bothering people either, so you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
them fucking with the
I figured
locals.
it's more for them than for anybody else, to be
Yeah.
honest. They probably
Yeah.
want to be in a secluded cave and,
Yep.
like, still have access to the tower, but, they're weird.
Yeah, they are.
So while I'm out hunting, I kind of want to scope out a good spot to put like a hunting cabin.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need to start building it, but I just want to kind of have a spot in my head, and maybe like put like 4 sticks down where I want the 4 corners of the
survival check.
Better way to do this. Takes a little.
Oof. Oh, yeah. That's a 26.
Oh god, dude. Inside the forest, like helping Ralia find her location, like you also were like, I found my location for my shed, but I ain't gonna say anything because I don't want her to take that location. So as you return to that location, it's even better than you last saw it. The snow is up to your knees at this point, and you're a tall son of a bitch in this area because no foot traffic, no animals in here, and there's still some leaves on the dense treetops. During the summertime, this place will be beautifully secluded. You put down stakes, you break off branches of the trees in the local area that have already come to the ground, and you have competition with yourself trying to get these massive things in the ground, and when that doesn't really stick in, you settle for some smaller ones and you get them into the ground. As you lay it out, you have a very, basically, not only just like a hunter's cabin of sorts, like it is like a full-on, you could build a house in this area with how well you tracked it down if you wanted to. Whatever resources, supplies you want to store in here, you can begin construction and guide people out here to help construct it to you during the months you guys are building up your stronghold. Inside here, you'll be able to store multitudes of items, and it'll run you something like, depending on how big you want to make it.
This is something that I'm going to do myself. I don't want anyone else to help build it or even know about it.
Then you'll still need the resources, so it's still going to
That's fine. I'm not going to be using anybody.
It'll be 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
I'll pay that right now.
And then based on your rolls, we'll see how much more it goes. This is a building house check.
A building house check?
Yeah, so I'm thinking a combination of checks, multiple things.
So obviously, I'm just going to be building like a log cabin.
Yeah.
I'm going to put like a bed and then like a table, like stuff to like a chimney, obviously. Somewhere to clean and skin animals, somewhere to cook the animals, you know, everything you need.
So you need carpenter's tools. You got them?
Ooh, can I buy them somewhere?
You can definitely buy them for like a gold piece. I'd say 5 gold pieces for those to get all the tools you need.
I have wood carver's tools.
Not quite. So
okay, so I'll buy some carpenter's tools.
I need you to make history checks to remember what your father taught you at advantage because he's still around to help you build it.
Okay.
If you want him to help you build it.
My dad can help me build it.
Okay, cool.
Nobody else.
As the wolves are watching you during this, so first I need you to make a history check with advantage.
Okay.
Your dad's like,
okay.
What do you got?
15.
As you're like placing something, he's like, don't you want to, don't let your old man tell you how to do this, but don't you think that support should go maybe more like that? As he points out, one thing was sagging a little bit as you've cleared out all the way to the ground in the wintertime. And he helps you out with this process. The wolves chill out in the snow, some of them eating fresh kills as they casually watch you guys build this log cabin. Now give me con saving throws. Oh, you're immune to freeze. So just con
cold.
So cold
doesn't.
So much lower DC. So go ahead and give me a con saving throw during this process.
Okay, that is a 22.
20.
Is it more than that? Oh, it's 9. That's 23.
Your dad is just like, you got energy your mom had. As he'll go to bed multiple nights as you'll work through at night. And like the group, you noticed Mosnell like missing as you're all doing your own little things here and there, and just like where the hell is Mosnell going at night? Give me a You have the history check. Give me a sleight of hand
Said you
chance.
check.
I want a dexterity check for building. Yeah.
Dex check. Okay. As a barbarian, I don't get advantage on this type of dexterity check, do I?
Nope. As all your hands are taped up.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
It's an 8.
Yeah, you break a lot of the wood. You break a lot of your fingers at times, but you maybe sprain them or putting that back in. You get to know the masons. Yeah.
The dude with the pencil.
Yes. Yep.
Breaking pencil.
Yep. Every time you're trying to take your test, you're breaking your pencil here. You get to know the mason and carpenters really well, and at some point, like one of the carpenters kind of like, I need the wood for Ulazal, and you're like, fuck Ulazal, and you give him money and you take the wood.
My own trees.
That's true. That's true. But I'm saying though, like as you're cutting down the old trees, you do need some because you're struggling so much with certain like corners, like wood cutting corners that you need to be done. Like here's the wood, make the corner for me, or the joint.
Sure.
It's going to cost you another 500 gold pieces.
That's fine.
And then probably another 1,000 gold pieces to lock everything in, get the roofing material, insulate it properly. So a total of 2,000 gold pieces so far. And then I would need a intelligence check to see if you've missed anything.
Intelligence?
Yeah. Oh, I want you to roll low right now.
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
Mosnow. As the roof finishes and a big smile's on your face, you look around your beautiful hunter's cabin.
There's no door.
There's no door.
Oh.
There's not a single fucking door anywhere, and you literally have to destroy a wall to get out right now.
Oh, I'm inside it.
Yeah.
Can I try to be precise and like cut with an axe a doorway?
You can fucking try. Give me a another dexterity check.
Dexterity, huh? Oh, yes. 22.
And an athletics check.
I'm going to rage.
Okay.
Because I'm angry about this. Athletics,
Yep.
22.
And a strength check.
A strength check. Okay, strength. 15.
15. You hit it right, man. If you had a little too much strength, you would have caused more damage, but with those rolls, you channel the rage. You are a well-tuned machine. And you still do massive damage as you're cutting through with your weapons, as you literally have like your holy sword, and you're muttering to yourself, sawing through as you're cutting through. Outside, like your wolves are just sort of looking as they just see this like sword protrude out from the inside and going on as your dad's on top of the house like, this roof really looks great. I still got it. Not totally oblivious as well that you got locked in, father like son.
Embarrassed.
As you kick the door out, he looks down just like, good thinking. We need one of those.
Oh no!
As you get out, and the door is. It's going to cost you probably another 15 gold pieces to get another door and repair any of the damages from cutting it with your weapon.
Okay.
Like most of your tools were outside tools, so it's just like it was pure like I might die in here.
Wait, did this crew got money?
Yeah.
Recently, how much did we get?
300,000 for the whole group.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I never gave myself that money.
Yeah, I also did not give myself that money.
We didn't give it up. We kept it as like a castle
Oh,
style.
so we're just gonna.
Okay.
How much do you want to devote to the town? We never went into this.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Seconds.
I want to take a break soon too, so take a. Quick
I didn't
Yeah.
think we were going to be taking that. Like, my impression was that we would keep the 300K as like the town stockpile, and then we might take out a bit here and there to utilize as we need.
I'm going to stop it. We're going to talk about this. Anybody that needs to take a break or to go to the bathroom, go ahead now before we finish log cabin building and start the Mosnell journey tonight.
We're gonna find his mom.
Where's my name? Okay.
Yeah, it is. She's very intimidating. Wow. Yeah, they're scared of her. 22.
Oh my.
I mean, they should be after what she did last night.
Yes.
The
Totally fair.
Cobalt Wolves, the former Cobalt Wolves, don't feel like you asked, you told them to guard her tower, and that's just what they do now. That is 100% what they do. This is their new job. They didn't ask questions.
this is
They
my
said,
life.
when can we start? Do we get fed? Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
They totally get fed. One of them, I'm going to make one of them the cook.
Okay.
And they're going to sleep in that little, if you look at the picture, there's like on the first floor, there's that big room with all the beds. That's where they sleep.
What was the name of the guy that worships the poop god?
They get... No, he's not there. They get the feeling of the ones you got, that you intimidated, that basically at some point she's going to kill us in our sleep, right? And everyone's in agreement, like, yeah, this is just... I mean, she could have killed us already, and I bet she has magic power. She could kill us if we ran away, so this is just it now.
Mm-hmm.
They've just accepted life.
And I want to get them like armor coverings, like a hauberk, like the cloth that goes over their armor that has the sigil on it as well.
That'll cost you like, I'd say 25 silver pieces a piece for the seamstress to do all that for you.
How many did I get?
With that roll and their fucking rolls, you got, I'd say another 5.
5? Beautiful.
Everyone's got their packs. You guys have your northern pack of 5. There's the tier pack of 5. You now have your new guard pack of 5. There's a pack of 5 for Bologna out and about. And somebody had to be an edgelord who has no friends.
That's rude.
Maybe if you didn't write a backstory where all your friends died, they'd be around right now.
Hey, all my friends did die. You killed one later.
I did kill one of them. But that was because you were so bad at rolling dice. That's fair. Fair is fair. Actually, how bad does that hurt? As right now, you would be having your reunion with the only other surviving member of the group. But because of that one shot, now Aerie just gets to be further in isolation. That's the butterfly effect, man, of this campaign. Like,
I mean,
Orlith was such a fucking butterfly effect. This campaign, imagine how drastically different this game would be if you guys didn't do Orlith first. You're muted, Justin. You're muted.
you
Imagine
right?
if we had Shalmir for all of everything to get in water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my homunculus dead?
How long does it last?
Forever until it dies.
It should still be hanging out in the cavern.
As long as it's not dead.
Yeah.
I thought I got rid of it at some... Huh. Yeah, I guess it probably still is in the cavern then.
You want to take a look at him? See what's going on?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, give me a perception check.
Am I assume? We gotta see what that is. +0, so that's good. 11.
What was that, 7?
11.
11! Well, he has dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so as he's looking around, you look through his eyes. The place is relatively clean. It looks like the statues haven't moved again. And it seems like they've been moved against the walls. He is sitting on like the only pile of rubble left inside here. And you see some individual in a cloak looking at all the different statues right now.
I mean, I can't not get closer to the guy.
All right. As you give me a stealth check.
Also probably give it. It's a 6 plus something, so probably not good. 8.
8. As your homunculus basically falls off the top of it, knocking gravel over, the cloak turns towards you. You can give me another perception check.
14.
Trying to peer through the blackness of whatever's in there. It's very difficult to make out, but you do see this very strange protruding jaw structure on this individual. It looks awfully strange. As it
Does
looks
it look
over,
familiar?
I'd say it looks awfully familiar.
Yeah.
And you can see the thing look over, just like, how are you, Ralia? You gotta see you missed something in here. As he opens up one of the statues and pulls out a magic item, as he's put it in the proper location of the puzzle. Just keep that in my pocket. As he's holding the homunculus in his hand, he's just like, neat place here. Thanks for finding it for me. As he places it back down on the ground, you see him just casually put his hands behind him and starts whistling as he walks toward where the spider room was.
He can have his fun. I also actually want to try to start making my spell. I don't know. I'm trying to read through the Stronghold and Followers thing.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, so it says it will take 6 weeks. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's base time of 4 weeks plus 3 weeks because they're 3rd level spell. So it's 4 weeks plus the level of the spell minus however whatever the level of your tower is. So,
1.
yeah, I figured it was 1.
Sorry, I was starving, so I had to get some food.
You're good. You're good.
How dare you?
That's why we
Yeah,
took a
that's
break.
not allowed.
I
My
think we
dinner.
said it was. Sorry. I think we said it was a 7th level spell, so that would be 10 weeks.
Okay. So 10 weeks of trying. You can't do 10 weeks straight at the moment.
Right.
When you guys get back, you could probably do 10 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And then I'll take you guys right up to the next tribunal. I'm trying to find the Wizard's Library. Here we go. See, it's under the Wizard's Library, right?
It's under the tower. It's let's see. Page
Yeah.
22, 23.
Oh, jeez, that's early.
Yeah.
There we go. Where's this? We can modify spells. That's super neat.
Yeah. That's like most of what this has, but yeah.
Justin, I love the Mosnell is Drake. Where's the door?
Yep. As soon as I was going through building that meme popped in my head. I'm like, that's 1,000% what happens if he fails.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. 8 hours every day, 6 days a week. Take breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 month plus 1 week per level of the spell. So 7 additional weeks minus 1 would be 16 weeks. So we're talking 4 months. And by the way, we're talking like 4 months what he called. So obviously for us, 4 months is 5 weeks times 5, so 25 weeks. Just adjust it. It's the same idea. My world time takes sort of longer. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it. If you don't think about it, it makes sense. Okay. So yeah, you can begin working on that and your research to create your spell we discussed. And don't break the game is all I keep saying. If you break the game, then it stops being fun for everybody. Then nobody gets to have fun. But have fun doing what you want with the game. Everything seems on the up and up there. So we're all good. We're all good. Anybody else have anything they want to do during their long downtime? Before you take your quest to the mountain part 2. This one's a hidden volcano in the north.
Whoa. A volcano in Ice World?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Let's do... what do we got?
Hey, Reed.
That's me.
I'm looking at the concordance thing about the temple and like petitioning my deity.
Yeah.
Or how intense are we keeping track of like the karmic balance here? Like,
what page number?
it's page number 30. It's a little circumstance chart.
Yeah.
Like just that as an example. Are we like doing a numeric system? Are we like super duper keeping track of like how I'm doing with tier?
I was not keeping hard numbers, but I was definitely keeping an infinity to me of how much good you've done versus bad, and you've done a lot of good at this point.
Well, that's good. That's the goal.
That's cool. Unless you want to adopt the system.
Problem
Problem is, you can't know about half of it, because if you fight an enemy priest, I'm not going to be like, you should add -10. You're like, oh no!
Right.
I take it back!
I'm okay with like just doing it loosely.
Yeah. If you would like to do it hard in a future campaign, we can do that. But I'm pretty loosey-goosey, because you guys are pretty devoted. But you will fear the wrath of your god if you so help you, if you start saying like, yeah, what have they ever done for me? You'll find out. You guys have been really dope with them, so that's why it hasn't been a big deal.
Good.
Zach, I used the free version of Dungeon Fog.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can only make 2 at a time, but there's a lot of stuff you can pull from, so...
Dungeon Fog's super cool,
stuff.
but I've hit roadblocks trying to use it, man.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get used to, but once you get it, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'll check that out.
All right, we begin Mosnell's quest for his mother. The entirety of the group meets in your home. Mosnell explains to you the vision in which he was shown by the frost giants, the mountain in which his mother is apparently being kept at by the fire giant that kidnapped him. It is quite a ways travel. You can try teleporting. It will take you guys, I'm pretty sure, about a month just to get there on foot.
Oh my goodness.
We know where we're going, like, generally.
Jesus. Yeah, just give me a moment. Just sign in. Stop. You gotta be kidding me right now. Is it not capital? I'm having a stroke. It's not capital. Oh, my Lanta. Sorry. Legend Keepers and... Because you were shown this, Mosno, as your reward for winning the war, just winning the game.
You did it! Congratulations! You won the game.
I won D&D.
You won D&D.
Yes.
Are you winning, son?
I won having fun.
Yes, I am.
Curious. I just want to double check
Reed,
something.
I'm gonna make the Temple of Tyr in Minecraft. I'm doing it.
You really should.
I'm gonna do it.
I made Raleigh's Tower in Minecraft, too.
Did you really? Nice.
I 1,000% am behind this. Okay, that's not what I want. Let me try Zenya Jinzo.
I made Mosnell's house with Lincoln logs.
Nice.
Oh my god. That's a formatting issue. Holy cow. Please stop. Oh my god.
Grab some food right quick.
Okay, yeah. So, you were on the right path, Mosnell, when you first started, but that was part of the problem. Is when you lost track, he was using all of his trixies, and you ended up going way south.
Right.
So,
I remember you saying that.
I would say, yeah, I accidentally added a wrong version of the map. I've noticed this multiple times. I've been too lazy to go in there. There's a shit ton of assets missing on the map that was uploaded. Because when I uploaded the Vecna Tomb, just stuff is missing all around, which is mind-boggling to me. But I would say it is, that is, where's Mount Hot now? It would be... just below the Split Mountain Range is where it's located. It's actually near the Vecna Tomb, which is fucking hilarious. So technically you could teleport next to where the Vecna Tomb was, and then maybe a week's journey from there to try and locate it. Not in the Vecna Tomb, but outside the tomb.
Yeah, can I tell my homunculus to fly closer to where we're going, and then after a week, teleport to the homunculus after I scry on it?
You can't leave. He is locked in there right now.
Okay.
Because that acts as a pocket dimension, and the door has since been locked out. There's no symbols on it from the inside either now, after you guys complete the trial.
Alright, we can teleport right outside of it then. I think I'm pretty familiar with that location.
You are pretty familiar, so go ahead and roll your D100.
Forget if low or high is good.
High is good, low is bad.
Which is like the opposite of everything else.
61.
Everything else you want low.
What'd you say?
61.
Oh, you're fine, because you're familiar with the location.
Okay.
So you guys teleport a little off, but some of you are standing in water as you guys teleport. Not Ralia, though. She looks around this area covered in snow. It's freaking freezing. But you guys begin your walk towards the mountain. Maz, now go ahead and give me a survival check to determine how long it takes you to track down the mountain.
Okay.
As Bellona's like, I could help you, but like, this is your thing, dude.
Exactly. Yes. 100% that.
16.
So, pretty good. It takes you right on time, about a week to track this down. Thankfully, you didn't get lost. A lot of memories come back to you, Maz, now of what it was like to traverse these mountains in search of your mother, your start before your adventures began, running with this group, and it brings back some memories. And as you do that, you come upon this just wonderful mountain range that you almost get lost in the beauty, you almost forget why you're even out here. And then as you get that fresh, like, low air supply smell, you just feel refreshed while your companions are freezing their ass off. You can't even notice the difference in it. The crunch of the snow sounds so good to you. You find yourself outside what you believe to be the mountain, because as you come upon the mountain, it is warm, and it is one of the only mountains not to have like a snow top on it. There's snow outside where you stand, what you believe to be the entrance into this volcanic mountain of sorts. It's an open area up to a mountain surface, and slowly goes from snow to not snow on this one. All the other towers seem to have snow peaks on them. Beautiful clouds are actually, some of them are passing through you guys at where you're standing at this point. You can feel your breath is a little harder to breathe for some of you than others up here, and you could hear the stillness of the snow. Any crunching of the snow immediately will get your attention, as you can see like little animals going by, squirrels or foxes, occasional rams you'll see up here, but not that kind of ram. I need you guys to give me an investigation check to check on what's going on here, see if you can figure out.
All of us or just one?
All of you, because it's basically the middle of nowhere. So you're like, okay,
24.
what are we just going to go into a mountain here?
Everything's white.
17.
Natural 1.
Oh,
Mom! Mom! As you're banging on. You're not actually doing that, but you're.
I feel like I'm my breath is taken away by the majesty of the mountains.
Yes. And as Raleigh is trying to put something together, it's kind of impossible with all the white snow. Ulazal's trying to be helpful, but not finding much. Bologna's the one coming in clutch, who is like, I guess I will do everything. As everybody else doesn't seem to be doing anything.
You are always
100% on brand.
As you are looking through the snow, you end up finding some of the stonework underneath the ice that you call to the attention of some people. You can see 3 of them inside the ground, and it looks like they have these designs on them of different animals. One looks like lion, one looks like a bear, and one looks like a wolf. And their snouts come off the flat ground where there is this stonework.
Come quick. I found something.
Ooh.
You guys walk over to Bologna, and you can see she's found these stone engravings in the ground.
Looks like some more giant nonsense, and we all know how I feel about that, so good luck.
What do you do?
Do the engravings seem
Oh,
like
Ari, I know you were just in the
red?
bathroom. Found some weird stone engravings.
As Ari's zipping up as he's coming back over, treading through the snow.
We just are on the way to.
You are outside the mountain at this point. So you found
Wait,
the
how did we
volcano.
get to a mountain?
So you teleported to just outside Broken Sword Ruin, and you traveled a week into the Split Mountain range to find this one mountain among the others that doesn't have snow at the top of it, and now you're at this wide open ice field, basically at high altitude, and Bologna just uncovered 3 stone faces, one of a bear, one of a lion, and one of a wolf that seem to be in the ground. And you guys are just trying to figure out a way into this supposed volcano, but it still looks like just a mountain. And you don't really phase through walls so good. Unless that's another bullshit spell I don't know about. I'm sure it's something.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
If you're a druid, I could understand this. I'm
Yeah.
sure you could do that shit, but...
Is there text or anything?
No text. They're just
No text,
symbols.
pictures.
Yeah. Their mouths...
weird symbols.
Their
in the
mouths
mountain.
are open, and you can see the snouts are the only thing that really come out. The other things are embedded, a little bit of an emboss, but the snouts.
I mean, all we got to do is find the become ethereal spell, and then we'll be fine.
Actually, I funny story. I have the ethereal in this spell.
Well, if you can solve my puzzle through intelligence, then go for it.
Well, before we resort to using 7th level spells,
Yes.
That's not the default?
can I brush away you said there was mouth? It looked like
Yeah.
symbols. Can I brush it away to see what type of creature this is?
Well, each of them, like, as you continue to brush, again, there's a lion, bear, and wolf.
Lion, bear,
Three. And it's not so much symbols. It's like, it's beautiful, like, craftsmanship. You can clearly tell this is an animal carved into the stone.
Like a full animal?
Yeah, not like the face of it, just the front face of it.
Oh, okay.
I try to move the wolf head.
How?
Like any way I can. Up, down, side to side, up, down, every direction.
Give me an investigation check real quick.
Let's do better this time.
With advantage, because of how you described it.
Okay. Better than the natural one. I rolled 15 twice.
Nice. As you are looking around, you put your hand inside the mouth, trying to get some leverage, like around its teeth. And as you go further down, you can actually feel a handle. And as you pull this handle, it starts to go up a little bit. Give me a strength check.
Oh, shit. I dropped my... Oh, I rolled a natural 20 on the ground.
Counts.
Counts.
It counts. I'll give you the natural 20.
Okay.
You use all your force and you start bringing it up, and you're able to get it up a little bit out of the ground, but you see this, like, just cylinder of stone coming out of the ground, and you can actually hear, all of you very loudly, these, and as you're pulling it up, you can hear, like, a little rustling that's going on as well. Maznell is beat red, and he's like, and then eventually you have to release it. As it starts to sink down, you hear the clicking again. Everybody make an intelligence check after that.
4.
19. Oh.
Hi.
Wait. Intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah, 19.
Okay.
I just
Five.
rolled, I rolled 19, so.
18.
Ooh.
So I'd say Mazdal, you're the one to put it together quickest. You're familiar with giants, and you're like, uh-oh. The giant, this is clearly how he gets in, and how he's protected it, and probably how it's been kept secret. The giant clearly lifts these symbols all the way up to open to get in here. These things have to weigh thousands of pounds to try and get into his mountain.
Oh.
Yeah, they all just gotta come out.
Hey, Luzal,
Yes.
do you have mold earth ready today?
Can't say that I do.
Guess we're camping.
Well, guess we're camping. Unless anyone else could think of a bright idea to get these out of here.
We all work together.
Let me think. Perhaps I have something.
Do you have a summon that could maybe lift it? Something? I got nothing, dude. My magic is more individual based.
So we're just trying to move that stone, correct?
There are 3 pillars,
3 pillars we gotta move.
each weighing
We have to-
anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 pounds.
Do we gather that there's like some kind of pressure plate on the bottom that just needs to be, like, if we were to lift them part way up and then jam something in them so they don't fall back down, would that work?
You could try.
Well, it was very heavy,
It's very heavy.
and you know, we're not the muscliest group aside from us.
I'll lift one at a time, and you guys brace it.
Okay. What are we gonna brace it with, though? Let's see. What do I have? Let's see. Do I have a crowbar? Anybody got a crowbar?
One crowbar against 1,000-pound rock.
Hey, man.
Movable rod.
Who would win?
One tiny crowbar. Yeah, I don't have any of the correct spells for today because I dummy and didn't properly manage my spells.
That's okay.
I'm gonna go take a look at the mechanisms itself.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like literally just like walk up the wall and just kind of inspect how everything works.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Just making the most of that cloak.
Why not?
Oh,
11.
you have to.
From what you gather, the surface is extremely flat. All the mechanisms are clearly kept on the inside, so they can't be messed with. This is a very intelligent giant and clearly wants to stay hidden, and it's a wonder no one could find him, because you literally need the strength of a giant to get into his lair.
Got it.
If only we had the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only we had the belts. Should probably track that guy down sometime, huh?
Definitely not enslaving new people. Not him.
Oh, God.
Definitely was just a hobby.
I'm gonna call up my boy Flom. Hey.
We
got a
did the
job
majority of your arc. Go finish it.
Hey, I got a job for you.
I guess you'll be spending the night here. Who wants to set up camp while everyone keeps thinking?
If we do stay the night, is there something you can do tomorrow?
Tomorrow I will be able to shape stone. I just need to prepare.
I mean, we can go home and come back tomorrow.
You don't want to camp out, Ralia?
That's
Not
true.
really around here.
You don't like camping, Ralia? It's part of the adventure.
cold, Ozol. It's very cold.
Oh, just wear a jacket.
What are you talking about?
As he's basically wearing fuck all nothing. He's got his pelts, but I mean, like, you take the pelts off and it's just basically muscle and whatever
Our
underclothes.
pelts are pretty warm.
They are warm. That is no, that's fair. But
And I'm very well covered.
okay.
With hair.
That too. No, he's not bear.
I will.
Pelts are hair, right?
I will also offer. You guys do have other solutions possible.
He's got kind of the like curly chest hairs, like in the cartoons. The
And you all
cartoons.
do have hero actions.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my hero action to move.
I'm gonna use hero action.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll. See if something fun happens. I don't know.
If we have that.
That is really something in the final part of the game you should not forget about.
Yes.
I,
Out of combat.
can I guide him on his hero action so
No.
he can influence the result with a D4?
No,
What?
Fuck him.
Alright, fine.
roll your dice. It's up to the fates.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, I got a 55,
What does that do?
which is take an extra support action.
Well,
You can.
I'm gonna help someone else with their hero action.
Bologna got 83%.
Which is
There's the
Gain
correct.
insight into solving the desired conflict.
That's the one we need.
That's a good one.
well.
So I was looking for.
Sitting down and praying to Mugdis to be like, all right, these jokers aren't helping me. Mugdis gives you the feeling that patience could pay off with Ulazal, or maybe violence with Ralia could also be a solution.
You can always just blow it up.
You know, I thought about that.
I bet you did. I bet you did. You don't normally not think about stuff.
Well, the
I
way
mean-
see it-
Also, the potential. The giants gotta eat.
yeah.
so I
he's
imagine-
gonna leave sometime.
We have to exit the cavern at some point.
Well, we also have to go in at some point.
Well, yeah.
Well, if he's leaving, the door opens. we can either get past him or attack him right there when he's not in the lair.
Valid point. But what if he's stockpiled and doesn't come out?
Hey, from my knowledge of giants,
Yeah.
Do they have like crazy like booby trapped and like their lair is super like beneficial for fighting in them for themselves, kind of like dragons have?
They don't exist. Give a history check.
I know this was more for you to realize what I was asking.
Right, I was still offended. So go ahead and give a history check with advantage.
You said the D word.
18.
Nothing. Since you've talked a lot about this and you've searched a lot, you've befriended giants, you very much feel that is the case. And in particular, fire giants are especially deadly in their lairs, and especially because they typically create fortresses. You also know they hunker down in those fortresses and also build tunnels. Lots and lots of tunnels.
That actually might be the best option, because a fire giant's lair is going to be formidable.
Listen, give me a day and I'll come back with everything you need.
I believe it is up to you, Maznal. Would you like me to destroy something, or do we want to wait a day?
I mean, if we destroy the front door, he might come running, or he might hunker down and just wait defensively.
I feel like having somewhat the element of surprise might be beneficial.
I think surprise will be good, so he doesn't have a chance to put himself in the best defensible position for himself. Let's wait and have Ulazal work his magic.
Okay, it's good for me. And I am going to start casting at 8th level Galder's Tower and make an 8-story or 7-story tower.
Just right here.
Take me 10 minutes.
Yes,
And
the
my
element
bedroom
of
is on the top.
surprise.
Yeah.
A giant tower appears outside of his door.
I'm cold, okay? So each bedroom has a fireplace in it.
Oh, Lord.
It has a bed, chairs, a chest, and a magical fireplace.
Can you change the color of the fire?
It's magical, so I don't see why not.
So I'm far less mad now.
As everyone's going inside, bitching out to Raleigh's super nice tower, Maznal, you're like, the outdoors is great! It's totally the dad that wants to go camping, and everyone's going back inside to play with their electronics right now.
Yep.
Come on, let's go play some Halo.
I want to bond with my kids.
Guys, Halo's on the 5th floor.
Alright, so do you guys hunker down for the night?
Yes, in our super stealthy tower.
Alright.
I'm imagining like Sauron's tower. Fucking
Like that, but a lot shorter.
Okay.
It's like a miniature version, like just scaled down.
Budget. Great value.
Budget. Much like that one lizard dude was store brand Ragnorum, this is store brand Isengard.
Isengard. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'd say around 3 a.m. you start feeling
A sensation.
vibrating on the tower.
Oh boy.
Can I look out my window?
Yeah. In the darkness of the night, you can barely make out deep at the bottom, since you're at the way top, this very large figure that seems to be attacking your tower. Not giant.
Rude.
Not giant?
No, it's not like the giant you're waiting for or anything like that. It seems like an animal that lives up here.
Can I just cast Disintegrate on it?
Yeah. Do you still have that spell left though? You cast an 8th level and a 7th level.
Well, how long has it been?
You haven't gotten
You
your
said
beauty
it's
sleep.
3 a.m.,
It's
right?
3 a.m.
Yeah, so I got a short rest. So
Okay.
I have my wizard, whatever it's called,
Arcane recovery.
arcane recovery. So I have a 7th level spell. So disintegrate.
Hopefully that's not his dog.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
And is it what kind of saving throw does it have to make?
It's a dex saving throw
What would a
that it
giant
has to succeed
dog
on.
be? A grizzly bear?
This is gonna be so awkward. It's just gonna be a fucking
It's a 16.
dust pile.
That does not save.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's dead.
93.
You see as like a bunch of it just caves in on its back, and you hear this awful like, and then starts attacking even more.
Oh.
It is digging into your tower.
Quite annoying.
I'll be right.
Ah.
Wait! I gotta get a different pen.
Oh, disintegrate's only a 6th level, so I'm gonna use it again.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure disintegrates.
Yeah, that's. I was looking at 7th level. I was like, oh, there it is. I'm at a 7th. Yeah, maybe I don't, but no, it's 6th.
Oh, I can't wait to
Did your
twin
tower
disintegrate.
have any
I have
HP?
no idea
Yeah,
how
I was
that-
looking at it. I didn't see. So
I don't think it does.
let's roll for how much HP your tower has.
Okay.
Roll for.
What if it's the ram?
I don't think so. The ram would not have been damaged.
Right.
True.
Probably wouldn't hiss either.
What if it's in disguise?
That would be fucking hilarious. For this tower, roll. I'll do 12d12s.
12.
He turns into a pile of ash, and we go down there to investigate. And the goat just jumps out of the ashes. Hail
Just
darkness!
Hail takes one of
It's
you.
you,
Just
ashes.
gone.
As ashes get thrown everywhere as it jumps out.
93. Funnily enough, if I hit our own tower, I would have destroyed it.
Dope. Its chunks are coming out of it.
I'm gonna cast disintegrate at 6th level. Also,
Okay, and so the first one was how much damage? 93, you said?
it was 93 as well.
All right, and then what level spell is disintegrate?
6.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. He's got to make another dex
He's
save.
gotta make a save. Yeah.
Fail it.
That failed.
71.
71. Still going.
Do it again.
As it
Yeah,
attacks
unfortunately.
again. Oof, nice.
Ralia, what is that noise?
Dude, entire floors
Yeah,
are collapsing.
can they hear it? at this
Yeah, they
point?
can fucking hear it. The fucking building's shaking. You're all basically. Basil, did you go inside or did you camp outside?
I was trying to decide.
Okay, this is actually really important now. Did you go inside or did you camp outside tonight?
I think if everyone went in, I'd have been like, fine. I would have slept like on the first floor though.
The first
Floor
door
was not a bedroom, by the way.
Oh,
Every
yeah?
other floor was a bedroom.
What's in the first floor?
It's just empty.
Is
Or maybe
it
it's
empty?
like a common area, like there's a couch and a fireplace.
Okay, I would have done the second floor then. The first floor that was a bedroom.
All right. As you're coming down, the door is literally ripped off. The entire tower's integrity is in major question right now, and it's like literally shifting in the night right now.
Guys, we should get out.
I'm gonna go investigate.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do as well.
All right. As you guys go outside, you can see this massive looking. It's like this glowing blue or frost underbelly of this thing that's like as it's clawing away the tower. Ralia, what are you doing?
I'm gonna attack it again
Go
at
for
this
it.
point.
You're gonna have to, otherwise it's about to destroy your tower.
Yeah.
Your tower is sitting at 17 HP right now.
What do I have to use for this? I have a lot of AoE spells. I'll use Ray of Sickness.
Okay.
That'll do it.
What does that do?
It's a spell attack. So 27 to hit.
Hits.
Surprise.
And 31, is this poison? Yes.
Yeah.
And it needs to make a Constitution save.
26.
Got good constitution.
Regardless, you still see it and then the thing just falls to the side, and it just sort of gets eaten away by all the poison. The whole thing starts rotting almost immediately and turning to ice as it sinks into this dirty black ice. As your
Raleigh goes
towers-
back to sleep.
Okay, you guys that are still outside, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go investigate what the fuck was this.
As you go to investigate what the fuck was this, give me an investigation check. As Mazda, you're taking it into the cold air at the night.
Ooh, pretty good. 21.
21. It is massive looking creature. Give me a nature check as you're trying to identify what it is. This thing has these massive teeth on it. They almost look like ice shards as it's slowly melting away.
7.
No idea what the fuck this
Oh,
weird thing
yeah.
is, though. It's big and it looks dangerous. It's
What
ice is
does my
just shooting out.
investigation get out of this? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, halfway through, I'm like, yeah, what would that get him out of it? There's no items on it. You know that much. Didn't have any loot on it. Definitely a wild animal that you don't know how to identify. That's on me.
Can I
Okay.
go outside to look at this thing too?
Yeah.
What the hell
Yep.
is it?
Would you said its teeth look like ice shards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is like the longest tooth?
Where's
Oh, I want one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take.
I'm gonna look at Mazda and be like, "Do you want to split
Yeah.
like a?"
Yes. Yeah.
As you guys are trying to get the teeth out of it, Masno, you don't hurt, but Bologna, you're taking cold damage. Every second you're touching it, you're taking 5 cold damage.
Is there gloves I can put on or something?
Yeah, you can put gloves on, and you're still taking 5 cold damage through the gloves.
Oh. Can you help me with this?
Sure.
As you're taking the teeth off, you can feel the ground shake again, and you feel all of a sudden the tower just gets smashed by 3 more that come out of the ground and smack into the tower. The tower begins to collapse. It is collapsing.
You went to sleep.
And as the tower's starting to come down, area underneath your feet, I need you to make a dex saving. I believe it's a dex saving throw. Give me a moment.
Oh, 28. I'd like to think that I succeed, but you never know with this game.
That's true.
This be a dex saving throw? Fascinating. Oh, I gotta look something up because I don't know D&D.
Oh no!
Finally gets the chance to throw a non-human monster at us, and he can't. He has to go look it up now.
What is this?
No,
How do I do this?
This is different. I had something different planned. The other things are going just fine. This is different. I think it is still. I need you to make a grapple contest.
Oh, good luck, buddy.
Oh
Who?
So it's your athletics against its.
no, it's my athletics or acrobatics versus its athletics.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Perfect.
Because he's trying to wriggle away while that thing's trying to
All
grab.
of us are just Union or Airy.
Sounds like it's just airy, but
It's only under Erie right now. That is a
Okay.
26.
Ooh, 25.
Whoa!
We got
got you.
ourselves a slobberknocker tonight. All right, so as Miles knows, you're taking the tooth out. The tower starts to collapse as you guys see more of these creatures that like you're literally taking apart right now. The attack called more of its pack here, and you see these things like literally climbing on the tower, walking on it, almost like a spider climbs around it, and ripping off pieces and throwing it in the middle of the night. And as Eri turns to be like, what is... He feels it, he goes to jump, but he just gets grabbed and on a tooth by one of his boots into the mouth of this just gigantic looking worm-like creature. I need everybody to roll initiative for next week.
You don't want to wait for initiative, or do we want to?
We can roll next week if you want.
Yeah.
I feel like
Can I
it.
keep my initiative?
Nope.
Same.
Nope.
Oh, but Justin finally got good initiative. Let's roll initiative now.
He'll
Just for
always have
Justin.
good
Come on.
initiative now. I
Yeah,
literally built it
Bologna
in.
will always have. You've got a what? Plus 15.
Oh my
22.
god.
Plus 22 to your initiative.
Uh-huh.
Gross.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I rolled a thing. He gave it to me because I always roll up.
Okay.
It's always like 2.
Just think end game, man. Just you wait. Ulzal, you have an upgrade quest now active. Just you wait.
I'm excited. Can't wait.
You're gonna get initiative, and that's it.
So now
That's
we'll
it.
start next session with these interesting creatures. I'll say to... we'll start next week. You can just contemplate what the creatures are for the next week.
Okay.
The one that came out of the ground is very different looking from the ones attacking.
It's like a worm, and then there's a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
It's
Four-legged,
big
razor
and
sharp,
hairy
big.
and pink.
Nothing's pink. They're all blues or blacks.
It's an Alaskan bullworm.
God damn it. But we'll pick that up on Friday.
How exciting.